And we're back for another Tuesday night here at the beautiful Pike's Pub right here, the home of the $3 meal deals like they do on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tonight is wing night, 50-cent wings. Make sure you get down here in Bucks County, right off 2nd Street Pike, right across from the brand new Dunkin' Donuts that's being built. You know, if you're Southampton, you know where we're at. And we're getting ready for some Phillies action. We got a live series starting tonight with the Atlanta Braves in Atlanta. Last week, we didn't have so much luck against the Marlins. Hopefully, we get to see a win here tonight. We'll be talking some live bets like we always do, courtesy of Win Daily Sports. And if you want to get signed up, you get 50% off all memberships using the code word HEAT. As little as $7.50 a week. Last week, a couple people signed up. We hit the Taiwan Walker bet for over 3.5 Ks. And tonight we got 3 bets, and we also have a Pike's Pub bonus bet as well. And we got some fan questions. We got some fan interaction. We'll have our man Frank on the mic a little later. He did a great job last week. Well, he's going to be back again tonight. And we got the comments as well. If you want to get involved, we're live right now. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. You name it, we're everywhere, and we're live right here. Come on down. There's a microphone sitting right here. You got something to talk about? Let me know. You want to talk about something? Let me know. You guys are great in the comments like you always are. And my man Adam checking in. What's up, Adam? As always, Adam, got to get back down here. The wings are hot tonight, man. You weren't here for the wings last week. You got to get back here for the wings this week or next week. I think my man Food's going to be stopping by next week talking about some Eagles. And we got first pitch around 7:20. So we'll talk mainly all Phillies up to about 7:20. And then we'll take a little break, and then we'll have some Eagles talk. Obviously, we'll have some late game action. Anybody getting ready for their fantasy football drafts? I'll tell you what, man, I had a great weekend. As you know, if you don't listen, I'm live on Sirius every Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. On the Win Daily Show on Channel 87. And the lines have just been lit up. Everybody wants to talk fantasy football. Everybody wants to talk NFL futures. We've had a lot to talk about, obviously, with injuries. And listen, a lot right here in our hometown in Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts being expected to be the #1 fantasy quarterback in all of football. And for good reason, right? We all know that. Adam says, I will be there definitely next week. Left work late today. No problem, man. Watch that 76 getting down here as well. Obviously, tons of traffic right there. If you want to get involved, the live call-in line is open. I will put this up right here. Guys, all you need to do is click on the link. You do not need a camera. You click on it on your phone, and you will be live on the line. I'll peg you through. Everybody here will be able to hear you. I'll be able to hear you, and everybody on the digital audience will be able to hear you as well. For all the Facebook audience, I know we got some local people, man. Come on, stop by, have a couple drinks, have some wings. It'll be a fun night, and let's win together. I said it all the time. Let's win together. Let's get into some of these splits because the question is a lot of Phillies questions, and I've been talking about this a lot. Number one, why is there so much hate for Rob Thompson? I don't understand it. I know everybody questions his moves, and everybody talks about he should pinch hit, he shouldn't pinch hit, but in my opinion, the guy can't win no matter what he does. Like, just for instance, if he would have put Bryce Harper in the game the other day, and Bryce Harper say he gets hurt for some odd reason, right? And then they're going to say, why didn't he just get the whole day off? Listen, this is a long season. I think we all got too spoiled with all the winning in the beginning, and we think right away that they're just supposed to win every game, and they're all supposed to bat 300, and nobody's supposed to strike out. I'm not worried about the bats. I keep saying that. I'm not worried about the bats. I know one of the guys who will probably be here later was talking about he is worried about the bats. I'm more worried about the bullpen. And I think that is a glaring issue right now. And I'm not sure what it is. These guys that we've been leaning on, listen, Alvarado, I've been talking about it for a while, man. His velo is down like 5 miles an hour. When you're a big guy, you rely on that fastball to set up that cutter, and you have no change of speeds, that's a problem when you're only pitching 95, 96. This ain't back in 85, man. These cats, they're going to swing on that 95, 96, 97. They're going to put it in the stand. So that's something to look out for. Jeff Hoffman, listen, I love Hoffman, man, but he keeps coming in and giving up. Again, giving up the home run ball. I don't know what's up with the home run ball. Matt Strahm giving up the home run ball. Kerkering giving up a lot of hits, man. Like, we have to clean this up, and I think this is one of the biggest things. And this is a 3-game series in Atlanta. Listen, we do okay in Atlanta, but I like the left-handed bats in Atlanta because of that short right field. I love it. I know Harper likes it. I know Schwarber likes it. Maybe Marsh can hit a dinger or two and get back on track. But one guy I'm really looking at is Bryson Stott. Listen, this guy has been hitting anywhere between 230 and 250 all year, which is way below his average, way below where he should be. Sometimes I will say this, it's not always about talent. It's not always about the game. This is a brand new dad, man. It's a brand new parent. It's a young guy, and listen, you just never, ever know. I have 3 kids. When I had kids as a baby, man, there's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of disagreements, whether it be your wife, your significant other, even if you're a single parent, right? There's a lot of different things that go on. And listen, that could really weigh on somebody's mental psyche, man. I'm just saying, sometimes you come to the ballpark and you're tired. Sometimes you're not all there. So I'm not worried. He'll be okay, man. He's a young player, man. He's a young player. Sean checking in says, for a team that has had awful managers since Charlie and Rob Thompson, hate is ridiculous and uncalled for. Listen, I agree, man. I keep saying that. I think it's indirectly. I know we are the best sports city in America. They should be calling us America's team, right? That's who we should be. And I think we're so passionate and we get spoiled. And it's okay, right? Indirectly, but when every single radio show in Philadelphia continues to talk about this, it gets a little redundant. It gets a little ridiculous and out of hand. And then, listen, if you're a social media guy, it gets on the timeline and everybody's ripping apart Twitter or X or whatever the hell you want to call it, and they just go absolutely bonkers with this. And I'm just not liking it because I don't think it's necessary, to be honest with you. Unscripted sports show, my man E. Make sure you're following the Unscripted Sports Show, brand new studio by my man Eric Jacinto on YouTube. You can go check that out as well. I know my man Fuji at 50 with Fuji and Fleet on YouTube. A lot of great podcasts out there, a lot of great YouTube channels out there, man. Listen, I'm just going to say, give everybody a chance. I say, just give people a chance. I've been all over. I've been on the radio. I'm on the national radio on the weekends. I'm here on Tuesdays. I have my own podcast. Like, listen, just give it a chance. It's a different voice. It's a different opinion. It's a different topic. My man Bill checking in. My man, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Love when the boys check in, man. Love when the boys check in, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. What's up? I'll tell you, man. Yeah, who knows? You never know who's going to show up. I say it all the time. You never know who's going to show up here. My man Adam says Trey Turner sat out one and game got back on track. Listen, days off, they do remarkable things when you're playing. And I keep saying this, and this is something that nobody talks about. It's the consistency of going into deep playoff runs with an aging team, right? You have to think about that. They have a lot of miles on their treads when they're talking about these late playoff runs. Listen, the last 2 years starting off slow and just trying to hammer it home and hammer it home. I mean, it's so important that you look at that and say, these guys do need a rest. So I do agree with the days off. I think they need more. I'm being honest. I think they need more. Adam says home run bets, Harper and Schwarber. We're going to get into that, Adam, because I do like one of them as well. Nice big number on that home run bet. Powered by Win Daily, as always. The Unscripted Sports Show. My man E checking in says, live fantasy football draft on my YouTube live right now. Drop it afterwards. Thanks for subscribing. Listen, if you want to listen to a fantasy football show and you want to look at a live draft, man, go check him out. He'll be doing that. Let's get into some splits right now. When we talk about this game, talking about the Braves in night games, the Braves are 43-35. Obviously, they're not playing in a day game, but they're 500, 23-23. So obviously, they like playing at night a little better. In games decided by only one run, Atlanta has gone 13-18 so far in 24. And the record versus right-handers is 43-45, which is below 500, which bodes well for our man Zach Wheeler on the mound. Our ace at 12-5, 2.72 ERA tonight. They are 23-32 against southpaws. Now, speaking of southpaws, Christopher Sanchez, man, we got to talk about him. Another young guy who works his ass off. He literally does. He works his ass off. That's the one thing about this team. These boys work their ass off. You cannot question the effort. I'm sorry. You cannot question the effort. I'm telling you right now, these guys, they get it. First thing he did, they weren't sure what he was going to do. First thing he did, He starts playing long toss. Right, he starts playing long toss. So this kid is driven. He was a dominant outing. They love this kid in the clubhouse. He's going to continue. He's going to continue to build on that performance. Couple bad ones. He'll be back okay. Now, looking at the Phillies splits, the Phillies record night games is 50-28. A lot of that obviously is because they love playing at the bank. And they've gone 23-23 in day games. Looking at one run, they're 15-17. So two teams below 500 in one-run games. And the Phillies are 44-31 versus right-handers, 29-20 versus left-handers. And tonight, who they're going to face is Renato Lopez, a right-handed pitcher, 7-4, 2.06 ERA, 102 Ks. Listen, what I will tell you about this guy is he throws gas. He throws gas. Not a ton of pitches. I think he has a cut or a slider, but he throws gas. Does give up hits. He's very inconsistent in the strikeout market. There's games where he'll hit 2 or 3. There's games where he'll strike out 6 or 7. The Phillies are known to swing the bat and miss, right? We know that when you have a lot of power, that's what happens. But this guy, listen, he does pitch to contact. So I think that bodes very, very well. Now, speaking of hitting, the Braves, last 10 games, the Braves have hit 21 home runs. They're slugging .486 with 34 extra base hits over the last 10 games, and they're batting .266 as a team with a little more than 9 hits per contest. Unfortunately, listen, I'll be honest with you, just as a baseball fan, it does suck, man. They lose Austin Riley. I mean, this team has just been decimated with injuries, and they continue to still play, man. You got to give it to them. And listen, does that just say, like, it's an omen, right? I mean, the sky is there for us to grab. So we got to continue down this path. Atlanta has scored 58 runs in the last 10 games and have drawn a little over 3.5 walks per contest, opposed to the on-base percentage of .344 over the last 10, and has racked up 85 strikeouts over the last 10 games. That's a little more than 8 per game, which is going to build really well for our strikeout guy in Chris Wheeler. Again, 162 strikeouts so far on the year. And the Phillies at hitting, you're talking about the last 10 games, they've hit 9 home runs, almost 1 home run per game. So we'll get to those home run bets in a minute. Over the last 10 games, Philadelphia has 35 extra base hits while slugging .437. Man, this is close, man. You look at it, .486 slug for Atlanta over the last 10, .437 for the Phils. Over the last 10, they're batting .280, averaging 9.5 hits per game. That's a lot of hits, man. That's a lot of hits. Again, both these teams looking at, good, almost double-digit hits. And Phillies averaging almost 5 runs per game over its last 10. And lastly, during the last 10, the Phillies have drawn 29 walks, 3 per game with an on-base of .339, and they're averaging 7 strikeouts and 5 at-bats per strikeout. Every 5 at-bats are averaging a strikeout over the last 10 games, which is why I'm saying Renato Lopez. Listen, I don't like the bet against the Phillies, but if you want to bet, he's a plus money right now, over 3.5 strikeouts. That's an extremely low number at plus money. I think he's going to hit that number. We're still going to win, right? We're still going to win, right? My man Sean checking in. Listen, Sean, I love that you have mentioned this. Okay, so Sean, I'm going to go in this just so you know, man. I have this as a topic tonight, okay? Because I undoubtedly want to give a lot of love to my man Nick Castellanos. Okay, Sean writes, Casty deserves a ton of credit. Dude has been on a tear. All we ever hear is the hate. He carried us 2 rounds of the playoffs last year and helped us get out of the slump this year. Stop the 24/7 Casty hate. That's my man Sean, a great caller checking in as always. Sean, I completely agree. This dude could damn near be the MVP of the team. Think about it. I mean, if you look at the numbers, here's what people don't look at, right? People don't look at the numbers, okay? It's the problem. If you look at the numbers, he ain't far off. Man, he ain't far off from Bryce Harper, okay? I hope you guys understand that, right? And it's a guy who started off batting 190s up to 250, 63 RBIs up to Harper 73. Now, yeah, Harper's got 10 more home runs, okay? That's fine, but he's still got 6. He's going to finish. He's going to finish with probably better numbers than he finished with last year almost in the home run and the power department. And he's all, listen, the guy just continues to work and takes no days off. So I'm glad you brought that up. I love Nick Castellanos. I've always liked this game. And I don't know how much people look into the game, but if you watch the game the other night, or I should say on Sunday, obviously much needed day off for travel day yesterday, but that the play that Castellanos made by hitting that ground ball between the hole, between first and second base, the other way to get that run in, guess what? You know what that is? That's a professional hitter. That's what he did in Detroit. That's what he did. And again, that's what people have to look at. That's who he is. My man Adam says, who's going for the break? Yeah, Renato Lopez. Michael Harris is in the lineup, Adam, tonight. He is in the lineup. My man David checking in. David, listen, honestly, Ron Washington, when he fires the Angel manager, I honestly don't care. I'm not a big Ron Washington guy. Don't care. The Angels have just tore that team down. They might as well just send us Mike Trout for nothing because they're just killing that team out there. It's a shame. Artie Moreno, one of the worst owners in sports, in my opinion. How you let a guy like Shohei Ohtani go is just beyond me. It's absolutely ridiculous. But look, it's 6:20. We're about less than an hour, 40 minutes, about 40 to 50 minutes before 7:20. So we are about an hour away from first pitch. It's going 7:20 tonight, not 7:10. So let's look at some bets tonight because obviously we all want to win some money, right? We all want to win some money. And let's see what the triple play is tonight. Now tonight, we got a good triple play. And as always, again, WinDailySports.com. Use that code HEAT at checkout, HEAT, obviously for Heat Ratio Sports to get 50% off all memberships or sports betting and fantasy. I'm being honest, a 1 week, $7.50. 1 month, $25 a month, the cheapest in the game to get you the best numbers that you can buy. HRS triple play tonight. Let's go with, listen, the home run with Bryson Stott. We talked about Bryson Stott. Let's go one or more RBIs for Bryson Stott. I think, like I said, I love the left-handers tonight in Atlanta. They love hitting the right field. We've seen a lot of tremendous power out there into right field in Atlanta. I like the way he's starting to make contact. He hit an inside high fastball last night, or I keep saying last night, on Sunday the other day for a home run in CBP. And I'm going to tell you something. When he's going right, his wrists are turning fast. His bat's turning hard. And that's exactly what he did. So I like him for an RBI tonight. I like the guys ahead of him to get on base and him to get a knock. That's at plus 155. That's a great number on DK right now. And then we're going to go our man Nick Castellanos, man, who has been on an absolute tear. Give me some Nick Castellanos again, over 1.5. H plus R plus R, hits plus runs plus RBIs. That's at minus 130 on DK as well. Let's get that involved. And then why don't we go with the beast up at the top of the lineup? We got Kyle Schwarber, over 1.5, hits plus runs plus RBIs, minus 125 at BetMGM. You could put them in a parlay. You could bet them singly. It's up to you. I highly recommend that you do each bet on its own and then throw one just for the hell of it. Throw a couple bucks on a parlay because you never know. You may be able to hit that. Make sure if you're getting that parlay, you go to DraftKings so you can get all three of them right there. Then we got the Pike's Pub bonus bet. Harper home run, man. Let's go, Bryce Harper. I know, listen, he is swinging hard. The power numbers are going to be there. He likes being a menace against Atlanta. And again, big guys step up in big games. I said it all the time. This is a big series in Atlanta. I love this spot for him tonight against a hard-throwing right-hander in Renato Lopez. So give me that at plus 475 at BetMGM. Let's get to some comments tonight. Harper, yes, Harper is plus money, Adam. 100% plus 475. My man Eric gave you a plug on my child. You're the man, buddy. As always, love when you're hooking the seats, hooking each other up, man. I feel the love, man. I feel the love. And that's what it's all about. And we got a fan question tonight. And I want whether it be in here, whether it be online, doesn't really, but we got so many people checking in online. And so right now, if you're online, answer this. I want to hear, I'd like to go back. And, we talked about a couple players last week. And I know those guys will be back later. Guys that, listen, essentially what they're doing is, they're being overlooked. Okay. I talked about one of them as being Ryan Howard, and we'll get into that a little later. But fan question tonight is, Who would be your all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield? If you could put together an all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield, your left fielder, your center fielder, and your right fielder, I don't care if it's from the inception. I don't care if it's right now. Who would those three guys be? Who would those three guys be? That's what we want to know. Who would be your all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield? Left field, right field, center field. Put it in the comments. Put it in the threads. Come on up on the mic and let me know. Shout it out, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Come up after break. You can let us know as well. Who are those three guys? People are starting to come in right now. Make sure you get out here. Again, 50-cent wings tonight at Pike's Pub in Southampton. Again, put it in your maps. It's, I think, 458 2nd Street Pike. Right off the Pike, man. Right sandwich between Southampton Beverage and Mount Fiji. Get out here and get, I'm telling you, the wings are top notch. We got Jess on the 1s and 2s, bartending as always. Make sure you take care of her. She's always hustling for everybody. Never have an empty glass when Jess is around. So make sure you take care of her. Now, getting back to the Phillies real fast. We talked about, why so much hate on Topper. And I really want to get into that, man. Because I really feel like we take things for granted in this town way too much. We do. We take things for granted way too much. And Topper gets a lot of hate because he's not this out front Larry Bella vocal kind of guy, right? And guess what? He never will be. He will pick his spots, right? He will pick his spots to where he wants to be. Very, very simple. He'll pick his spots where he wants to be, like when he got thrown out about a month ago, right? For the balls and strikes. He picked his spots, and that's where he wants to be, and that's where you'll get him. But he learned from one of the best in Joe Torre. And I continue to say that. So Joe Torre, very mild-mannered manager, right? Took off when he had to take off. Went buck wild when he had to go buck wild, right? Went crazy when he had to go crazy. So I think that's what you're going to look at with Topper. And these guys respect him, man. Like, I keep saying this. I'm going to continue to say it. The respect that he has for everybody on this team cannot be understated. It really can't. Because this respect is the reason why these players play the way they do. And if you're hating on Rob Topper, I'm going to be honest with you, man, that you just don't know baseball. Okay, and I will argue with that so tooth and nail any day of the week. This guy is a baseball manager. Okay, just think about who we had before that, right? Just think about who we had before that. Listen, we all thought Joe Girardi was the baseball guy. And unfortunately, I just think Joe was past his prime, man. I just think Joe was past his prime. I think Joe didn't want to really manage. He took the check. He took the money. It was harder than he thought it was going to be. He thought he was just going to come here and win. It didn't work out. And he was just like, you know what? He kind of gave up, man. He kind of gave up. And think about it. A guy like Topper, who's been with Joe almost in his entire career, man, you talk about it. That was a hard thing. My man Sean checking this says Joe's Yankees didn't work here, man. Yeah, exactly. Listen, Joe's Yankees way did not work here. No, it did not. And he thought it was, right? And don't think for 1 second that there was a lot of discussions going on when he was here with Rob Thompson, right? Because obviously he was talking about with Topper. He knew what was going on. The guy's been around a long time. So he definitely knows, okay? He definitely knows something was going on. Again, we got the Atlanta game coming up at 7:20. We're going to follow that live while we're here. We're going to take a break in a couple minutes. And we're going to come back with our man Frank with another fan segment, another audience segment, man. Coaches it went from Coach's Corner to Coach's Show. And I loved every minute of it, man. Frank was great. We're going to get him on and open him up to the audience as well. And anybody else that wants to talk and anybody else got a point, man, we got an open mic up here. Feel free. You can take it off. Give us your points. Give us our views, what you're thinking about. And don't forget the fan question. Like I keep saying, I'd love to build a really good outfield tonight and see what everybody says. Who would be your all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield, man? Left field, center field, right field. I want to know. Are you going to go way back in time? Are you going to go old school? Are you going to go new school? Who is it going to be? And then we're going to talk about underappreciated players in Philadelphia. underappreciated players of Philadelphia, not just on the Phillies, whether it be the Flyers, whether it be the Sixers, whether it be the Phillies, whether it be the Eagles, could be coaches too. It could be underappreciated coaches in Philadelphia because I do feel that we underappreciate a lot of people. And then we're going to get into some Eagles talk because we're 12 days away, man. We're 12 days away to the kickoff. We're going to open up in Brazil, obviously. A very, very interesting game that's going to be. Can't wait to see it. And again, man, when I'm a big red zone guy, so when I hear 7 hours of commercial-free football on a Sunday, that's what gets me going. I don't know about you, but that's what gets me going. My man Adam checking in says, Harper in right field, Aaron Rowan in center, and Milt Thompson in leg. A little love for Milt there, the old hitting coach, and obviously the former Philadelphia Philly. Aaron Rowan, I mean, does he get it just because he basically ran into a wall out there and completely obliterated his face and came back? I mean, listen, he was a very, very gritty player, man. He really was, and he continues to. He gets love in this town. He's never buying a drink in this town. I'm going to tell you that. He's never buying a drink in this town again. But listen, we're going to go for about 2 minutes. We're going to go on break. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to bring my brand Frank up here. We're going to check some sound. And we're going to talk more Phillies and lead us up to this 7:20 game. We got about 40 minutes to get those bets in. We'll stop at about 7:10 so you can get your bets in. Okay, we're going to play them, and we're going to see what happens right here at Heat Ratio Sports Live, right here from Pike's Pub. So keep it locked right here. We'll be back in 5 minutes. we're back from break, man. Look who I got up here, man. This is fun, man. It's going to be fun again. Heat Ratio Sports Live here. I'm Tony Cutillo. Got my man Frank here, who was here last week.
Nice.
Okay, right. We were going to go one segment. We wound up going the whole damn show, man.
That was crazy.
It was great, man. It was great.
We just kept going.
Got rave reviews, by the way.
Did we?
Yes.
Rave
reviews.
I didn't notice.
I even, be careful. I had a couple people slide in my DMs that who was that handsome guy with the muscle shirt on. Just throwing it out there, man. So if your girl's watching, I apologize. Not trying to throw them out there or nothing, but
very happily married, very content.
Hey, man, that's what it's all about. Happy wife, content. Happy life, right?
Absolutely.
Broadcasting as always here, Pike's Pub. Make sure you get down here. 50-cent wings, the home of the $3 food specials. Mondays it's cheesesteaks, Wednesdays burgers, and Fridays it's pizza. And obviously we're getting ready for this Phillies and Atlanta game. And for that game, Frank, we got the HRS triple play. So let's make sure everybody gets involved in that. Let's throw a little intro in there because I like this music right here. And we got the HRS triple play last week, only 1 of 3, but we hit 1. Right, that's the most important. We hit
was that
1.
The strikeouts?
We hit the strikeouts on Taiwan Walker, right? And that's all we hit. We didn't hit the bonus bet. Nope. We didn't hit the other 2, but it's okay. I'm feeling better tonight. Always the HRS triple play powered by Win Daily Sports. Make sure you get over to windailysports.com. Use that code word HEAT, H-E-A-T, for 50% off all your model memberships, expert chats, projection models. Literally, you come home from work, you don't have time to place a bet. You go in a home run model, you pick the top 2 guys, you put it in, 1 and 2 hit. There you go. You just pay for your week. So we're talking Bryson Stott, man. What do you think? I like Bryson Stott's hands flying around on that high cheese in the deck out there at Sis Bank Park. I like the low, it's a very favorable right field and the porch out there in Atlanta. I like this site getting an RBI plus 155 on DraftKings. What do you think about Bryson Stott?
That's going to be, it might be tough. I mean, if you look at Bryson in his last 20 games, he's hitting 234, right? Now he's got 16 hits, couple home runs, only 4 RBIs.
I know.
So, I was taking a peek at all the other, I was looking at the ratings, right, on a couple different sports networks and magazines, okay? And they had him still ranked as like the 8th or 9th best second baseman in the league. And I went and did a little research. I said, I think there's probably better. So here's just a couple of the guys out there.
I like this.
Okay.
Let's throw it out there.
Let's do it, right? Here's a couple. Okay, so Andres Gimenez, right?
Okay.
Guardians.
Yep.
Okay.
Very good player.
Okay. He's hitting 255. Right.
Not saying
he's
much.
ranked like 13th.
Okay.
Nico Horner. He's
from Chicago.
Hitting 254.
Okay.
Right. And then we go further, and he's ranked like 14th.
Okay.
Right behind him. And then Bryce Terang.
Okay.
He's hitting 258. And Luis Rengifo, who's at 253. So we see that everyone still holds that value for him. But I have to tell you, I'm starting to question if he's the long-term answer. I think I'm just starting to. I know you.
We're gonna fight here, bro.
You think I'm crazy?
I think you're nuts. But go ahead. I'll let you finish. It's all. Yeah, it's cool.
I just think there's still a honeymoon from how he came up, lit fire. We ended up in the World Series. Next year we roll again. But if you look at his statistics, he's not in the top 10 of second baseman in the league.
See,
he's just not.
We're looking at stats too much, right? I like honestly.
I love his hands. You spoke about his hands.
Yes.
And I don't disagree. I do like that about him. But do you have? What's a shame is that he does actually hit in tough positions. And
that's what I was going to say.
And I'll give you that.
And he was the best 2-strike hitter in baseball last year. He was the best 2-strike hitter in baseball last year. So when you think about that's why I say, I don't agree that there's a honeymoon, because I look at it and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, there's no honeymoon because, in my opinion, he was, as a rookie, he faced that adversity in the hardest time
You're
of
right.
the year, right?
You're right. Yeah. No, they kind of threw him into the fire.
I mean, that's kind of like that. That's my deal.
Maybe I'm jumping
That's
ship
all right.
too early.
But it's a good point.
I mean,
though.
it's not like I'm saying he's got to go. We
No,
need someone
no,
tomorrow.
right,
That's not what I'm
exactly.
saying. I'm just look. He's well more than serviceable. Let's face that.
I do. Yeah. No, I agree.
I just think we need to keep an eye on that.
By the way,
We need
man,
to
I'll
keep
tell
an
you
eye
what,
on
my daughter's one tough SOB, and her favorite player is Bryson Stott. So I hope she's not listening to this because she might show up here and take you outside.
I'm
Just
sorry,
throwing it out there,
sweetheart.
bro.
I didn't
And I
mean to
trained her
offend
pretty
you.
well.
Listen,
So-
he's a great player. He's a good role model. He's a good person. He's a great person to look up to, right?
Yo, man,
Bryson Stott.
she went to the game on Saturday,
Yeah.
and she was so excited. And all I said to her was, "Listen, I don't know if this is going to happen, but they may sit him tonight. I'm just so man, she wanted to slit my throat. Like you would have thought." And guess what? She got there. She was angry, texting me. She's like,
All right.
yeah, and Sosa was playing, right? So that's what happens.
Talk about sitting people.
Oh,
Should-
you
should
don't
we-
like that?
Should we have that conversation about last night?
Well, hold on, yeah. Let's.
We're
So we
headed
got
Okay.
a good YouTube comment
there.
here.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's see what we got.
but before we get to that, let's
Yeah,
finish
yeah,
the
yeah.
bet so people get it.
My bad.
No, this is great, man, because we got to go up to 720 for the game, right? So we got a lot
Sure.
of good talk.
Sure.
We got Nick Castellanos, who,
Yeah.
again, for my money, could essentially be the MVP of the Phillies. Honestly, right now.
It's crazy that imagine what we dealt with him in the first 3 months,
Listen,
and we all looked at each other and was like, this guy cannot be our everyday right fielder.
I was a Cassie guy. I got a man crush on Cassie, dude. I'm telling you.
It's the Italian.
Italian
thing. We
It is.
certainly pull for that.
Yes,
right?
we pull for
You
the
know,
buys out.
a
You know what I
little
mean?
bit. Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt,
Absolutely.
man. No doubt. And listen, he works hard, man.
He works hard. He's a fundamentally good player. It's just we didn't give him enough credit early enough. We kind of hung on every at
I gave him enough credit.
but we hung on every at bat early this year, and we kind of sent him to we kind of banished him for a little bit in terms of who we thought was going to be able to carry our team this year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But who's been there in the playoffs the last 2 years?
Nick Castellanos. And
Every time.
I'm going to prove this point,
Every
too.
time.
And I know you know this, but I'm not sure if everybody else knows this. And maybe there are some big baseball people out there who know this, but
Okay.
let's remember this. Nick Castellanos did not sign here to be a right fielder. Nick Castellanos got pressed into right field when Bryce Harper went down. Okay, and that's a position that he wasn't great at, that he worked his ass off, made diving catch after diving catch, and yet people forget about that. He was not brought here to be a right fielder.
I'll say this, though, about changing positions. If you're an athlete,
Coaches speak here, baby.
as growing up, you played all the positions. I'm sure he was the best player on his team growing up, and he probably played shortstop.
You think
Right.
so?
Or first base, one of the two.
Okay.
Right? And he was probably a home run masher. But these guys, when they go to change positions, I don't think it's as big a deal as everybody makes it. If you're an overall good athlete, right?
True.
Or you've played those positions in your past, even if it was 10 years ago, you don't forget, right? Guys are talented. They have eyes for the ball. They can adjust to seeing the ball up in the air. They're just like in the infield, that ball fades with wind and things like that. So I don't put too much in that, but ultimately you still have to do it. You still have to perfect your craft, right? You still
That
have
is true.
You still have to put in the time.
But they all don't do that.
They do not.
You know that. They get
do
that
not.
check, man. They get that check. They get that paper.
Jeff down there at the end of the bar, he never put in the time.
No, Jeff never put in the time.
Very talented guy. Actually pitched in the Cardinals organization.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell is he doing here, Pike's Pub? Should he be coaching somewhere or something?
Has been, we say. No.
Oh, that's funny, man.
No.
That's funny.
Good-
No,
good
but no,
guy.
you're absolutely
But,
right.
But yeah, I don't think at times it's that big of a deal at times changing positions. I mean, you can't look at what Jim Edmonds.
Wow, there's a name.
Right?
Jim Edmonds.
Jim Edmonds.
I like that.
Right?
Very underrated player.
Remember the catches he made out
Oh,
there?
yeah.
Right?
Oh,
He changed
especially during
positions, right?
Dude, especially during like the Jim Abbott days, man.
he was the lefty and the righty pitcher. Was
Yes,
that was that
no,
White Sox?
that was the one with no arm.
That's right.
He had
And
the glove
put the
on
glove
his.
on the
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but he was a good pitcher.
Yes, he was.
He was a good pitcher.
Very, very good pitcher. Very good pitcher. I go back. Kyle Schwarber as well. Kyle Schwarber to close out the triple play.
Okay.
We had Kyle Schwarber over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs at -125, and that number is on BetMGM. And I love Schwarber tonight. I do. I like.
What bet are we trying to win on Schwarber tonight? What do you got on Schwarber?
Over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs.
I think you might be okay tonight. Who?
Ronaldo Lopez, hard thrower.
Odd bets. These bets are so odd,
but they're easy.
You think so?
Yes, like they're easy to see is what I'm saying. I'm not saying
it's easy to think it's attainable.
Yes, very,
right?
very. Not a soccer bet though. This is not a soccer bet.
No, not at all.
This is not a soccer bet. Now, if you're feeling a little frisky, right? If you're a little frisky, you want to get the Pike's Pub bonus bet. We're gonna go Bryce Harper,
the bonus bet,
the home run call at plus 475 at BetMGM because he's due. He steps up in big games. He's due tonight.
He always has.
From a day off. I didn't do the stats, but I'd be curious to see what his average is after a day off. You know, Trey Turner gets a day off, he comes out.
We don't often look up.
Right. Exactly. But that's what I like. And we're getting some again, if you want to get those lines, make sure you lock them in before that's about 7:10, 7:15 for the close out. And if you're looking for, we're getting these powered by Windale Sports right off their bet model. WindaleSports.com, 50% off. Use code HEAT, HEAT. You can get involved and get these same numbers and more as well. And one of the fan questions we're getting a lot of comments, so let's go to that, was who would be your all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield? Left field, center field, right field, right? So we go back way back in time. We can go now. Doesn't matter. We got a ton of people checking in. We got a ton of people checking in.
With this by the end of this segment.
What's that?
Do we have to come up with this?
No, it's still for the whole show.
Okay.
For the whole show.
Okay. I have to think on something.
My man Rich comes in, says Chuck Klein, Lenny D, and Bryce Harper as his three. So interesting.
All right. That's not horrible.
No, not at all.
No,
we got
horrible.
Adam checking it. Here's one for you. Pat the Bat, Pat Burrell, Lenny D, and Von Hayes.
Shut the front door. 5 players.
Von Hayes.
5 players for Von Hayes.
Oh, my man Shaw checking. Bryce Harper in right, Victorino in center, Hunter Pence in left.
Hunter Pence.
A Hunter Pence sighting
he wasn't here long enough to be on that list.
No.
Do you agree?
Our man Rich D checking in on Twitter says, or on YouTube, Chuck Klein, Lenny, and Harper again. And I'll tell you what, man, I think this could go a lot of different ways, Frank, honestly.
About Greg Lazinski.
Oh, the Bull, right? The Bull.
Are these like power hitters? Or
could be anybody.
We want the overall.
It's who do you want, man? Like who do you want?
Gary Maddox.
Yeah, I was going to say, how does Gary Maddox not get out there?
He's got to be.
He's got to be over Lenny D.
I would say so.
Right?
Too.
Absolutely.
I agree.
100%.
Absolutely.
How's Gary Maddox not over Lenny Dykstra?
And you know what? In this little situation, I'd say don't worry about what position they play. Just fill the outfield. Like, okay, you want to move Bryce out of position to make this the perfect, lineup out there. That's okay too. Have a little fun with it, so to speak.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. You got to figure out kind of like,
here he comes.
Come on, who's your 2 or 3?
Here he comes.
Who we got? Johnny Callison, of course.
Callison.
Did you really? Oh, wow. There you go.
Nice.
No, you're not interrupting.
Baby,
how's he doing?
This is, come on in. Jeff, have her turn to.
Yeah.
Jess, tell Jess to turn the music down.
I talk loud, so I don't care.
Nah, have Jess turn the music down for me.
I don't know how to do that.
Just ask her. I could do it right now.
Right.
You want me to jump off screen for a second? I can do it right now.
Yeah, go ahead, man. You're fine.
Let's turn this down.
You're fine. Well, Unscripted Sports says, I hope the Phillies sweep the Braves for my birthday and Thursday, or at least 2 or 3. Check that out. Whoa. Well, a little higher. Yeah. Yeah, we're on. Yes. Oh, we got look. See that? That's right from the. Oh, that's Ronaldo. Yep, I like it. That's
Jeff. What kind of bet
and
you
Turner?
put? Here we go.
Oh, 2-team. I like that, Turner.
Jeff,
I like that, Turner and Cassidy.
Whenever Jeff takes a bet,
I like.
everybody has to go the other way.
Oh, is that
Usually
like that's not like a Frankie Bush thing, is it?
At least, well, what? No, not quite.
I like that though.
Not quite.
I like. Oh, but
knows his stuff. Jeff knows. His stuff.
I like it. I like it again. Here goes
Jeff
one.
Knows his stuff.
Adam says against the Braves, Harper has 44 home runs and 106 RBIs. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to stack up numbers when you're in the division.
My man Andre checking in. Anomaly, baby, says you can't talk Phillies with my man Harry Callis not being mentioned. I know he wasn't a player, but he is cemented in my Phillies Hall of Fame. Listen, Harry K, obviously, right?
Oh,
I mean,
guys,
that's no
course,
secret.
Of course.
No secret.
If we, any conversation that brought us to that would be instantaneous.
But let's do this. Is there any outfield where Bryce Harper is not a part of for an all-time Phillies outfield? I don't think so.
I don't either.
I mean, you're talking about
even though he just moved. I mean, by the end of this thing, he could hold two positions on that great team,
first base
and right field.
I know. Check that out. Think about that.
Right?
It's
crazy to think of. How many more years do you think he has left?
Right. Well,
we know he wants another contract soon.
I don't mind that.
I don't either. He's a great ambassador for the city.
Hell yeah, he is.
He's a great ambassador for the city, and he's a great guy. The guy is a good dude, man, and he loves it here.
And here, yeah, he
loves it.
He does.
He loves being here.
And you know what's funny? He wasn't great either. He wasn't great either. But again, he wasn't great. He came in the league very young.
That's a little behind the scenes joke, right?
Exactly.
That's good stuff.
But yeah, listen, he came in the league, a little hothead, right?
Yeah,
little hothead, which is fine.
Yeah,
little hothead, and I liked it, man. He had a chip on his shoulder, right? And
I think a lot of those guys that come in like that,
but he learned. That's the thing. He learned and matured.
He's matured into a great.
And look at him now.
He's a great man. He's a good man. He does a lot for the community. He's a good dad. You know what I mean? It's just the type of guy. I wish we had 10 of them.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And even as just a person.
Yes. And again, this is Heat Ratio Sports Live right here from Pike's Pub. Make sure you get locked in. Give Pike's Pub a follow right there on Facebook and Instagram. They got entertainment every single night. And obviously Tuesday nights, you can catch me here. Catch my buddy Frank. Catch everybody. Catch our girl Jess behind the bar. Make sure you take care of Jess. I tell her about it all the time. She's all alone, working her ass off, back and forth, making sure everybody has glasses that are full. So make sure you check it out. And again, 50-cent wings right now, right here in Southampton. Make sure you get down here. Sandwich between Mount Fiji and Southampton Beverage. And the home of the $3 meal deals, man. I say that all the time. $3 cheesesteaks, $3 burgers, $3 pizzas, man. You can't beat it. But here's what I will like to do, man. Let's go a little on this day action. Now, these are 2 day. These are a day overdue. These were from yesterday, but I thought they were really, really cool. Okay. On this day in 1978.
Oh, let's go.
Mike Schmidt hits a leadoff home run, starts the game with his only career leadoff home run in his entire career. I did not know that, by the way. And I was born in 1978.
Who the heck was hurt that forced him to lead off?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Now you make me want to think how many times he's ever led off in his life. Was that the first?
That was the only time. His only leadoff round tripper. So I'm assuming he probably led off another time.
Okay, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Right. But that's a good one. And then how about this one? This is going to go in reference to our next conversation about Ryan Howard. Is on this day in 2015, Phillies trade one of the most popular players of the 21st century, second baseman Chase Utley, to the Dodgers for Darnell Sweeney and John Ritchie. Interesting. That's a move that had to happen, by the way.
It had to, or we couldn't rebuild.
We couldn't.
You couldn't rebuild unless you unloaded that contract.
That was when we knew it was
that
time.
Too, though.
We knew it was time.
And he was respectful of it. He knew. We knew. Everybody, they were all on the same page. There was constant communication with him through his whole career.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And that whole team.
Yeah. No, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. I completely agree. And that's what brings me up to the conversation. I want to get everybody's opinion on this because I had a couple of people come up to me after the show and, gave their opinions on it, and they were really good opinions.
Okay.
But when we talk about underappreciated players in Philly for all sports, right? One of the most underappreciated players
There's a lot
is Ryan Howard. I don't care what anybody says.
I think we touched on this last
We
week
did, but I got the numbers this week. Okay. His 4-year span.
Okay, go ahead. Oh,
198 home runs of 572 RBIs. Never be duplicated.
I hope at the end of this you tell me which company he's in. Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just
I thought
by
maybe
himself.
at the end of this,
I'm saying
people that have only done that. In history.
Nobody's done that. Nobody. In a 4-year span, nobody.
Wow.
Okay. So think about that 4-year span. Insane. So why? And I watch him again. Dude looks like he's still play, by the way. Unbelievable.
Well, he lost a lot of weight.
He did.
He lost a lot of weight.
He looks
that
good.
Was the problem at the end. He put too much weight on though.
He blew the Achilles out. Was never the
he
same.
Lost the weight, lost another 30 pounds back because he could have played 30 pounds later.
Yeah.
His swing wouldn't have changed, bro.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But yes, that Achilles killed him and he was never the same. He could barely run.
Yeah.
His last 2 years here.
His swing.
Could barely run.
Oh, it was so off when he came back. And you know what? Good for him, though, for pushing, man.
Though, huh?
Oh, that swing was gorgeous.
That swing was awesome.
And remember, they kept trying to
awesome.
No, don't mess with it, man. Like, let him go, man. Like, I mean, he looked like he just barely hit the ball and it went for days.
It was effortless.
Yes.
It was effortless.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like whenever we have a conversation in Philadelphia and we talk about the Phillies, why are we not right away we're always going J-Roll. We're always going Chase, but we're never going Ryan. And I don't get it. Is it because he never spoke up?
You can even explain it. I don't, because he always spoke when you saw him interviewed. He was always like towed the line.
Yep.
Every time. Well, Chase kind of did too. Right. Jimmy was the only one that kind of was outspoken a little bit.
Very outspoken.
He was, well, giving him a little bit of credit, but certainly
very outspoken.
Yes, very outspoken. But Ryan he just answered questions in a ho-hum kind of way. He carried himself in a ho-hum kind of way. And maybe because the normal greats that we're used to seeing around here had juice to them.
Yep.
Had a little excitement, a little energy, a little, giddy up to them when they spoke. And maybe Ryan, even that doesn't make as much sense as I'm saying it out loud.
No, that's the thing.
I don't know.
It's odd.
It makes no sense.
Now, one of the guys, I forget his name, might have been Tim. He usually sits over here. Okay. He came up and he said he feels as though it just hasn't been his time yet. Meaning because, no. And I'm like, I don't agree.
I don't agree either. I think
this is his time.
We've just not given him the respect he deserves.
No, we haven't. Rich checking in
on.
The
biggest question is why. Just said that we need people to chime in on that.
Howard was so effortless in the swing. That power was just unmatched for all those years. I agree. I don't know why. So I'm very curious as to why. And I haven't had a good answer yet. I mean, honestly, it just doesn't make any sense. When you think about underappreciated players, not just in Philly, you could just say underrated players because
there's a lot of guys.
Somebody popped into my head, and this isn't a Philly, but I remember when Jimmy got up and said, "We're the team to beat" when the Mets were obviously ahead of us, right?
How sweet was that to see on TV?
How about a pitcher in Johan Santana that's not talked about enough?
Oh, how about that?
I know he had a lot of it, but man, was he an absolute stud.
He was another forgotten soul.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
totally forgotten.
Yep.
Not even just
Cy Young, a winner, right? In Minnesota, gets that big money with the Mets and just unfortunately gets hurt. Never
he had that skinny little black mustache.
He did. Yes, he did.
He had skinny little black mustache.
Stud,
he was very accurate. He didn't walk people.
No.
Very, very accurate. Could move the ball around the plate. Slightly, he threw harder, but Greg Maddux-ish.
Yeah. Yes.
And how
because he commanded. I always say
the corners. He could put the ball.
Pitch the black.
he could hit a fly on a bull's ass for 100 yards.
Easily,
You know?
easily. And that's what I'm saying. These are just, he just came to mind because of the J-roll thing.
No, it's awesome.
Talk about Philadelphia.
God, when's the last time you heard that?
Right. Exactly. Well, that's I like to go back. That's one thing I like to do.
I love it.
I love to go back. Heat Ratio Sports Live. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to YouTube page. That's brand new show, 9/9, September 9th. The Tony Cutillo show is going to start every day, Monday to Friday.
Ooh.
Monday to Friday, every day.
Maybe I'll get on that one.
Can't wait, man. Can't wait. It's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting. But I'm going to say a name for Underappreciated. And I know many people not.
You were probably expecting me to come up with another one.
Yeah. Well, this isn't Phillies. This is Sixers. I'm going to say Brett Brown. I think Brett Brown is very underappreciated because people forget.
We don't talk about him as much. No, but I don't think he's underrated.
No, not underrated. I think underappreciated. What he endured in those tanking years. They come out, dude. They put his ass out front and center.
He knew it. He did. He knew what he was in for.
He did, but God damn, man, he went all in.
He did, and he was a amazing fundamental coach.
Pop the cycle, man.
He was absolutely right. Right. It was San Antonio. Came from San Antonio.
Yep.
But great X's and O's. He wanted guys just to play the game the right way.
Yes.
And you know, and I agree. Yeah, definitely underappreciated. Definitely, but a shame. But think of the other players back then that were also unappreciated. You get into those late 90s, early 2000s where things were kind of dismal. We had those few years with Allen, right? We had those few playoff runs.
Yep.
But, it's tough. It's tough to understand why we underestimate or underappreciate rather certain guys rather than others.
It's just,
and there's other guys that don't have as much acumen as some of the others in terms of their production that we hold higher, right? Than
definitely
others.
Not. It's just so weird. I don't know if it's just by, like, I've always said this, like, you think about everyday life, right? You have the one player who's got all the talent in the world. You have the other player who they both have talent, right? But if the one is very quiet and doesn't push, he kind of gets as an afterthought. It's the one who's always up front and center. Like, you have two kids in school, both have great grades, right? They're both A+ students.
Okay.
Well, you only remember one of them if based on the one. Hey, look at me! Look at me!
The boisterous one of the two,
and it sucks, but it's true.
You're right.
It sucks, but it's true.
It happens everywhere, though. It's just you can't help it because some of these personalities just don't allow them to be that way.
No.
Even though they're in the limelight, they're one of the best players out there, right?
Yep. It's great. Well, my man Dante checking in East Coast Gridiron. Listen, if you're a college football guy, you want to hear somebody break down some college football, man, go check out East Coast Gridiron on YouTube. My man Dante does an unbelievable job. Film study,
so
stats,
much work.
It is tons of work, man. Tons of work. Adam says, how about Jamie Moyer? Didn't throw hard, but pitched fantastic. That's such an old age.
Souderton guy,
right?
From Souderton.
Another local guy.
Yeah.
Look good, by the way, alumni weekend.
Just tell you, I batted against JB.
Get out of here. Did you hit him?
I ripped him. Right field.
Oh, I love it.
Away, I sent him to right field. This was, a long time ago. But Dickie Knowles.
Dickie Knowles.
I got to see Dickie Knowles throw balls down the plate.
Wow.
How cool was that? But you talk about underappreciated Dickie Knowles.
Dickie Knowles. Another one.
He played a big part in that team.
Yes, he did.
But maybe he's not so underrated, but he's not talked about as much.
Well, that's the thing,
but
man.
Jamie Moyer, right, couldn't break a pane of effing glass. Change of speeds, location.
Yep. I mean, what did he throw? 82? 84?
I think he might have hit 85, 86. But yeah.
Amazing, man.
Then I saw him in upper perk all-stars against the Pendel.
Upper Perk Yeoman.
Upper Perk. It was a Pendel league down here. I don't know. There was the Upper Perk league up there. But,
okay.
But yeah, Jamie Moyer, Dickie Knowles, and a guy by the name of George Riley.
George Riley
pitched for the Expos. Dude threw fucking gas.
Really?
Oh, and he'd throw at you. He was nasty. Anyway, we're getting off.
We're getting off the beaten path. We got Rich checking in, says, "How about the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, being underappreciated.
Andrew Toney. I think we give him his credit.
I do.
Don't you?
I mean, I think we do.
I do as well. No, I mean, it's not a bad thought.
No.
He's not the first one you talk about.
Right.
But if you're going to say Andrew Toney, then we should say Bobby Jones.
Yeah, Bobby Jones, another one.
If we're going to talk about that.
I like that. I do.
Even though he was the first Sixth Man of the Year award winner. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
He was the first man to win the Sixth Man of the Award.
Wow, the Sixth Man Award. There's some good six man.
Yeah.
Too.
How about
And it was. Why don't they call it the Bobby Jones Award, man? You know what I mean? Like
we should sign a petition.
I know. Let's go. What's his name?
I bet we
not David Stern anymore.
This new guy.
Silver. David Silver.
He looks like an alien.
Yeah, he's a little.
Swear to God, they dropped him off a spaceship.
Yeah, he's scary. I love David Stern, by the way. David Stern. I hope people understand the reason why, if you like NBA basketball and you are an NBA fan, which I am. Oh, by the way, shameless plug. If you like the Sixers, I do a podcast called The Blue Coats Beat. For the Delaware Blue Coats.
Nice.
Me and Coach Joe Richmond, who is their ambassador of basketball operations, who was the coach for the Washington Generals that will always play against the Harlem Globetrotters. So we have some great guests on that show. And
underrated. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Jim Mora.
Oh, dude.
Philadelphia Stars, USFL.
Yeah, like the playoffs, Jim Mora?
Playoffs?
Is that who we're talking about?
We talk about now we're Allen Iverson almost with that voice, but no, yeah, Jim Mora, another Philadelphia guy who most people don't remember, coached the USFL Philadelphia Stars to a championship.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Chuck Fusina from Penn State was the cornerback. Yeah,
you are going back, man.
Our middle linebacker was Sam Mills.
You know what?
I
remember Sam Mills. Rest in peace,
Kelvin
Sam Mills.
Bryant was our running back who went on to Washington to win a Super Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. See that?
How about that?
You're dropping knowledge.
Like it.
You're dropping out. Rich says he agrees. Rich says Jones was the first six-man award, so he's so underappreciated, locked down defensively.
Absolutely, Richie. Absolutely, buddy. You're so right.
And we're 5 minutes away from first pitch, by the way. So let's make sure everybody gets in that. If you want to bet, you want to have some fun, we can bring some bells in here as well. We like to do that. Make sure
you and I get to review at the end here, don't we?
That's all.
We didn't touch on football at all.
No, we're on a break. We're going football next segment.
I thought so.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of football.
Our segment's running a little late.
Yeah, we got low because the game starts at 7:20. We got to talk
to the production.
The game starts at 7:20.
No, I'm with you.
HRS triple play Bryson Stott 1+ RBI. You get that plus 155 on DK. Casty over 1.5 HRR, minus 130 on DK. And Kyle Schwarber over 1.5 H+R plus
you know
R.
What? I like it.
Right?
I like it.
Lock it all in, man. I'm going to do the parlay, and I'm going to do the single bets and see what happens. And then the Pike's Pop bonus bet, as always, you got the Bryce Harper home run plus 475 on BetMGM. And just by the way, people just I say this. I am not like this unbelievable sports bettor. I dabble in it. I like it. It's why I use Win Daily, because I don't have time to do all my research.
Money, do you?
No, not at all. Okay. Not at all.
Just the fun of it.
That's the best part, because what I'll do is I'll go and you get the deal. So like you go to DraftKings and you sign up and
they give you a couple $100.
$5, you get $150. Boom. They get some my account. Like you can't withdraw it, but you can bet on it, right?
Gotcha.
So I'll do like $5 parlays, $10 home run calls.
Yep.
You know, have a little fun. And, you know, that's what we like to do here. And I have a really good feel about these bets tonight. Let's do this before we go. Phillies, what's your prediction for tonight's game?
I think we come out swinging early. I don't know why I have that feeling. I haven't had that feeling in weeks.
Oh, you haven't had that? Okay.
Not the way I feel tonight. I feel, and you know, all this stuff we say just comes back at the end of a game and we look like turds, right? You have this feeling, right, where we just say it out loud.
Look, we thought we were going to beat the Marlins, and we were here last week.
Right.
We had our man. He's not here tonight, but he wanted to blow up his car and set everything on fire, and he was going crazy.
He won the bet, though. I saw him a couple days later.
Did he win the bet?
He did win the bet.
Say?
He said he was going to come to see us tonight, but
he usually comes late.
He said he might. But what the heck was I saying right there?
I got you off base, man.
No, that's okay.
I got completely off base, man.
It doesn't take much to Anything shiny.
That's what happens,
takes my
man.
concentration
Wheeler
away.
strikeouts over. We got the unscripted sports show checking in and say he's going with the Wheeler over. I think that's over 7.5, man. That's a big lofty strikeout number, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It should be 6.
My man Rich,
6.5 max.
5-1 Phillies. Wheeler goes 8 innings, 5 strikeouts. There's a prediction right there.
That
from
is
my man Rich D.
wishful thinking, but I think 5-6 runs. Yeah,
I like it.
I think 6 runs, and I think we get out early. I don't know what's giving me that feeling, but I just think we're gonna get going from.
So it's 6.5, by the way.
On
6.5 for the strikeouts at -125.
Okay,
So you got to get
so
7.
I
That's
was
close.
Okay, so I said
You
6
said
or
6.5. I think I would take that.
I might take the under.
I think you know why? You got
I
no
did.
Austin Riley. Guys are going to be pressing in that lineup. Wheeler, he likes to command the ball. As long as he's got his command on, man, I think he goes strong.
I don't disagree. He's a stud. He's a workhorse. He's a workhorse.
Reason why he's our ace, and he's paid like our ace, right? I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
for
Phillies
sure.
money line. I'm gonna go Phillies money line.
What's the money line?
I you know what? I don't have the odds. I'm looking at it right now.
No,
while we're
that's
talking.
okay. I didn't mean to.
It's
you on the
probably like
spot there.
-155 or something like that. Probably.
Close, yeah.
But I'll throw that in on one of the teasers. But I like the money line. As always, I feel like first game of the series, like you said, come out hot, come out swinging.
I just think we're going to come out firing, kind of like we did the first game or second game against Washington. What game we come out ripping? It was one of those 2 games.
Oh, we came out on fire too.
We
man.
did, man. Yeah, it's 1.5, right?
So it's 1.5. We're getting 1.5 on the run line.
Yes.
We got over 8 -115. The money line, like I said, -155, -162.
Okay, so we're right.
So
there.
we're right there. I go honestly. I actually like the 1.5.
I do too.
I do. I'm
I
Rich,
like the 1.5 too.
I think this is. I'm gonna go
That's the
2
one.
runs though. I'm gonna go.
What are you
I'm gonna go
like, tease
6-2.
that up?
6-2 Phillies.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
you're
6-2 Phillies.
I'm gonna go 7-3.
7-3. So
I'm right there with you. We're real close.
So we're expecting that. We're
real
expecting some
Yeah,
firepower.
I just
man.
hope we're gonna put this. It should be a statement game.
It should be.
Like, look, we've been shit for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and it still doesn't mean you're better than us.
Exactly.
And we're gonna show you tonight.
Exactly. No, I completely
We
agree.
have our ace.
Yep.
Right.
Got our
Everybody's
ace in the mail.
everybody's rested.
Yes.
Right. Speaking of the rest.
Yeah, let's get into that before we go to break. What is bothering? I have no
As a
issue with it
player,
whatsoever.
I can't imagine that Bryce or one of them didn't walk up to him and say, "I can bat."
They definitely did.
Did we see it on
They
TV?
definitely did.
No, you're saying that, but did you see them approach?
They did. Knowing Bryce the way we know Bryce.
Even if it's like out the side of your mouth, like, yo, Topper, I can go.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Like,
right. Yep.
And he's still.
Listen, man.
And did you hear Middleton's answer?
I think people are taking a little too much out of that.
No, that was take everything out of it.
See, I don't.
Oh my God, Tone.
I saw it.
Middleton is. Hey, dude, you heard what he said?
I know. Well, Middleton's giving me a fan perspective. That's why we love Middleton.
I love it. No,
right?
but he's all right. Well,
don't listen.
I'll just say
I
like that he's all piss and vinegar over every.
Right. Let's not turn into Jerry Jones here, like and try to control a team. Like I'm just saying.
My God, he's so far.
Oh, it's just a good point. Before I want to bring this up, I'm glad Eric checked in.
Checked in. Eric,
he says, "I hate saying this, but Merrifield RBI. He wants to stick it to us." I want to do this. I screenshot this. I think this is great.
Please.
So with Merrifield,
okay,
since the release, this is pretty interesting because I'm a Weston Wilson guy.
Here we go.
Okay,
here we go.
So since July 12th, with Merrifield, 55 at bats, 13 hits, a double, a home run, 2 RBIs, batting 236. Weston Wilson.
Here we go.
40 at bats, 15 hits, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, batting 375.
Yeah.
Right. So I will say this. I'm not trying to, people were telling me the other day I was getting a little crazy over Weston.
They were pissed.
I like Weston Wilson, man. I think he's serviceable.
How many flash in the pans have we been through?
Well, you're right, but I'm not saying I'm hitching my wagon to him for 5 years.
Bobby Hoying later.
No, please no.
Trust
Please
me,
no.
I got something for you.
Please no.
No,
But no, I think he. Listen, I'll be honest with
It
you.
would be amazing if that was the case.
Am I
I'm
wrong for saying I like him more than
Ooh.
Austin Hayes?
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, just
No,
throwing it
you're
out
not.
there.
I concur.
I'm
I like that. No, I like Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, I do. I like Wilson over him.
My other Wilson, I like him too, Johnny Kidded.
Johnny Wilson.
Johnny
We're gonna talk about
Wilson.
Johnny Wilson.
He's
But listen,
hurt.
man, we're the first pitch is happening. We're gonna take a little
He's
break. We're gonna refill our drinks. And we're gonna come back. We're gonna check in live with the game in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're gonna talk some Eagles, man, because we're 12 days away from real football, man.
I can't wait, Tony.
I mean, listen, I love baseball, I love band, but goddamn, man,
Do you
it's
know what?
football
Though
time.
I'll watch that game alone at my house.
You know what? I have to
I
watch games
can't.
alone sometimes
I can't be around people
because I want to hear it.
Don't know football. No, I just can't be around people.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know what you're saying.
We'll chat about.
No,
that.
I've been there, bro,
Right,
100%. And this place is filling up, by the way, which
Is
I
that
love to
Greg
see,
Cope?
man.
Did Greg Cope just walk in here?
Look, he turned
Look
around.
at
He turned
Mr.
around. Look at that.
Kobe in the back.
Look at that,
over
man.
there.
We're going to go to break, man. We're
How
going to be
about
back in about 10 minutes talking nothing but birds.
How about it? Don't matter. It is what it is.
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
Yeah.
We're back here, Heat Ratio Sports Live. You got Tony. We got my man Frank back for another segment. We're gonna talk some Eagles.
Up,
we got a 0-0 game right now. Look at the Phillies. Looks like Bryson Stott on base. We'd like to see, right? So we'll see what happens right there.
Oh, I missed that. Did he walk?
I
Did
think
he get on base for the walk?
I don't know if he hit or he walked or
Had
what.
to walk.
Yeah, he did something, but
Castellanos
at least he's
second.
on base. That's all we need to know. He's on base. So now we got Cassie at second. We got Stott at first. We'll be catching in live right there. See if we can hit any of our bets right now. So far, it's early. It looks like Wheeler looks like he's on point, which is a good thing. Again, live from Pike's Pub in beautiful Southampton. Right here, great food going out, whether it be burgers, steaks, you name it. Nice cold drinks. Jess, behind the ones and twos, make sure you take care of her. As always, making sure everybody is taken care of.
Jess.
Jess is
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just asked Jess for a little present a few minutes ago. Just making sure she saw what I
We
was
should
at.
get Jess on the mic, by the way.
She'd come up here.
Yeah, maybe she might have to get on the mic a little later
She
too
might.
in
She might.
the third segment. But before we go into Eagles talk, right? Our listen, this is a fan engagement talk, right? So gotta give it, and that's what we want to hear. We want to hear from the audience. We want to hear from the crowd, and we got the Kyle Schwarber question, and the Kyle Schwarber leadoff question. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to get any enemies here, but I thought that was a dead issue. I thought it was a dead issue looking at what he's done this year, but I guess it's not. Everybody's still asking about Kyle Schwarber. Listen, man.
When are we gonna stop?
That's what I want to know.
Enough is enough.
He's
not moving.
He's not moving.
He's not moving.
And I will say this.
He's not.
Do understand the logic. I understand both arguments, right? I do get it. We heard Rich, right? Right?
Rich.
We heard Rich say, listen, nobody's on base.
Right.
Guy hits home runs. Nobody's on base. I that was my argument for a long time.
Sure.
I get it. And I understand it. But I still say this, man. He's a trendsetter for that lineup. They feed off Kyle Schwarber. They do. They feed off Kyle Schwarber. And right now, I'll ask this. Who's batting leadoff?
We talked about this all
right.
Air.
We did.
Who's the only other person?
Last year was Bryson Stott.
Nah,
it's not this year.
He's not that guy.
He's not that guy.
He can barely hit 8.
So
barely hit 8. We
go ahead. Let them know what you said.
Mr. Marsh.
Brandon Marsh. I don't see it.
Listen, it's not. There's no one else on the team that's that bona fide guy.
No.
Nobody. Who? Up and down that roster.
I mean, the only guy you
could throw him in there.
You could say Trey Turner, possibly. I don't listen.
That would be a.
I mean,
that's a good idea.
And that was the whole point when they signed him, right?
He runs. He can run.
Right.
He can move the ball. He hits the ball to all the parts of the field. It's not a bad thought.
I mean, look,
I don't mind that thought.
If Kevin Long could work his magic, I don't know what Jeff feels about this, but if he could work his magic, Miguel Rojas. Okay, Johan Rojas would be that guy. I just gave him a new name by Miguel.
You and Johan Rojas. You love that guy.
I listen. I think he works. I think he works hard. He works hard. He continues to work hard.
I'm gonna reach out to a guy named Jack Purdy.
Jack Purdy. That name sounds familiar.
Jack Purdy. He's a Philly scout.
Okay.
Coached me.
You're gonna ask him about Johan?
I'm gonna ask him what he thought, because he just left the organization a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And I'm sure he had some insight as to Mr. Rojas. I want to see what he thinks, but I know he's a purist, and I bet you he just knows that guy can't hit. And he knows that no matter how much practice he puts in, there's just something about him hitting major league pitching that doesn't compute. I just don't think he'll ever hit major league pitching. I don't think he'll ever have an average over 235, 240. Where's he at now?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He's like,
if they could work, if they could work their magic, is all I'm saying, right? If he can work his magic and get him up to that contact style hitter,
maybe an off-season hitting coach
could be.
What about a season with Charlie Manuel off-season?
Oh, there you go.
Right?
Now you're talking, right?
Seriously, a guy can sit there and coach still.
Yes,
that guy was a guru when it came to hitting.
Yes,
a guru.
Well, speaking of
if I'm not mistaken, he played with Harmon Killebrew.
How about we talk real fast before we spread into some Eagles talk about the fantastic job that the Philadelphia Phillies did for the great David Montgomery over the weekend, and the whole alumni ceremony. Monty's angle out there, which is pretty cool.
Really cool.
I think that is what sets the Phillies organization above everybody else in Major League Baseball. I say that wholeheartedly. I mean, David Montgomery was the guy. He felt the players. He wore his emotions.
Yes, he fought for what he wanted.
Yes, he did.
He bled when they bled.
Yes, he did.
He did. And his heart was the size of Texas, that guy.
Yep.
He cared about every player. He cared about everybody that was working in the organization. And all he wanted to do was get that World Series.
That's all he wanted.
That's all he wanted. He got it. And you could see the look on that man's face every time there's an event about that team that absolutely tells everybody not only how much he enjoyed it, but how proud he is of it. It's almost like a third or fourth child, depending on how many kids he had.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many kids he had, but it was as close to him as a child. And these guys, there's definitely you own a team. That's a whole different beast right there.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many people to depend on to make sure that you're good at what you do. I mean, a lot of pieces of the puzzle to get the right people into the right spots.
100%, man.
You got scouts traveling the country. It's no science. And every time we think there's a definite guy, buddy.
No, I'm saying we got our guy Rojas up right now with the bases loaded. By the way,
I can't wait to see what happens here.
Tony,
I hope you make me a liar.
Listen, I just want to hit. Man.
I just hope you make me a liar
because we get some runs, and not only that, we get our first part of our bet too because Castellanos scores a run.
I got him striking out in 4 pitches.
Oh, don't say that.
4 pitches.
My man Rich checking in says
there's one.
JT swinging at a ball bounced up at the plate 3-2, just horrible. He says, listen, JT's not back yet, man. JT's he's still finding his way, right? He's still finding his way. That's what happens.
Nah, I don't buy that.
There's 2. 0-2. You said 0-2.
I said 4 pitches. He's going to strike out.
So, by the way, Lopez 3 Ks right now for Lopez. So if anybody took the over 4.5 Ks, listen, you need 2 Ks and you hit that bet. So I think that's a good one, like we talked about. And that was plus money. We got people saying it's going to be right here. I hope not. Yeah, he took a close pitch right there. He's going
to throw a breaking ball away, and that's going to be that.
Nah, he's going to throw some high heat.
That'd be fine too.
I
don't mind either one of those in this situation.
Adam is wishful thinking here. Checks in says Rojas grand slam.
Oh, God.
Hopefully his speed's out above ours. There it is. There's
4
the K.
Pitches. What did I
There's
just
the
tell
K,
you?
man. So there's
Tony.
4 Ks. That was it, right, Bill? Over 3.5? Over 4.5. So you only need 1. You're going to get that, man. You're going to get that. That was a great bet. Over 4. You know what? I didn't take that purposely because I was afraid to bet against. I didn't want to get lynch mobbed out of here if I bet against the Phillies. So
you just passed over that 4-pitch call right there.
I know.
Strikeout.
I know. Right? I know. But yeah, great tribute to Monty. Something that had to be done. And again, it's something that they do so well. Now let's swing over. We got football.
Yeah.
We got football coming up. And we're close, man. We are close. And before we even get into some Eagles talk, just Eagles, I got some really good, interesting quotes from Kellen Moore I want to read that really make me think and get excited about this team. But I will say this: we talked about underappreciated players in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Can I bring up 2 of the Eagles?
Well, of course.
And one is probably not going to get a lot of love. What about Carson Wentz? Listen, man. I saw this.
Man stayed here or not? If he not gotten injured, he could be an all-time great Eagle.
He could be, but
I'm telling you that
no Super Bowl without him, bro.
No,
right? No Super Bowl without him.
11-1 or 2 when he got hurt.
Yeah,
the shit he was pulling off in Washington, dipping under tackles, rolling this way. Seattle throwing a ball 40 yards, falling down. The guy, it just goes to show you, and this happens a lot in football, that someone up and coming has an injury after they've looked phenomenal, and then they never come back. I don't have those certain guys right off the tip of my tongue. I'm sure if I did a little looking, I can find them. But ultimately, yes. I mean, we don't win the Super Bowl that year without his performance.
Underappreciated. Everybody hates him because of what happened, right?
I also think when he left, people spoke a little bit about how he was in the locker room.
Yep.
And I think that also played a part in a little bit of the disdain that came down on him.
Well, how about that report, right? That poor ass Joe Santoliquito report that came out.
Santoliquito.
You know that guy, what he dealt with that, like by spitting truth, right? I mean, people were graffitiing in his house. They were dropping, dog poop in his mailbox and on his doorstep, all because
if you're going to be famous, you have to deal with some of that.
But the thing is, the crazy part about it is they were people that were saying, "Oh, you know what? You're crazy for writing out about Wentz." But then on the other side, when it became true, that those people go they were right on the other side of that argument.
We call those people frauds in our
lives, they're flip floppers, bro.
Right, flip floppers.
I don't like flip floppers.
Yeah.
I don't like flip flops in general, but I don't like
shooters, right? Stand behind what you say.
Right, exactly.
And if someone comes out, you come out to your boys and say, "Yo, guys, I was wrong. I thought that guy sucked.
Yes.
Or I thought this, I thought that. He's not what I thought he was."
You got to stay true, man. That's how you do it. You got to stay true.
People have trouble doing that. There's another out.
They definitely have trouble doing that
already here. Brother.
But yeah, listen, Wentz, I think, is one of those guys that is definitely underappreciated in Philadelphia. And a guy,
his time was just too short.
Yeah, it was. I think
such a flash, man. But
mentally it was him.
Did I tell you about? I was going to mention Bobby Hoying.
Oh, Bobby Hoying. There's a name.
Now he didn't.
Remember when he was supposed to be our guy?
First game he played at the vet, for like 300
yards. Lit it up.
The game after, like another 310 yards.
Yep.
3 straight 300-yard games. At the time, I think he was one of the only few rookies to do that at that time. We're going back to what, 93, 4, 5, somewhere right there. If my mind doesn't lead me astray.
Bobby Hoying, man. We hitched our wagon to him, man.
And then what happens?
He sucked.
And who came after?
Oh, help me out.
Doug Peterson.
Dougie P.
Was he not
because of McNabb?
Was he not right after that?
What a stiff, by the way.
McNabb?
No,
on that
Doug.
Team. No, he played 1 year without McNabb, and the next
year.
year.
It came from Green Bay. That was brutal.
You know what? It was not. Dude, they laid the groundwork.
Yeah.
That those sucky teams. Oh, God.
That's a nice double for the Braves. We're watching this live right here. But no, get the back. I'm not a Peterson guy. I'll never be a Peterson guy. Sorry. I think it's a joke that we have a statue of Doug Peterson. I'm sorry.
It's the most iconic play in the history of
Philadelphia. And Nick
sports.
Foles. Yeah, Nick Foles. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. And Nick Foles. Like, come on. Of all the people we could have statues of.
What the else do we have?
I don't know, man, but
we've got a couple things that we can hang our hat on, right? We got Bernie Perrott, Bobby Clark. We're still Flyers fans, still hanging on Bobby Clark.
I hear you, but
like, what do we have?
But
where do
why
we go?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Do you want Ron Jaworski out there?
Sure. Give
Harold Carmichael, Brian Dawkins.
So
I'm fine with that too.
Yes. Where's Dawk?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm just saying, man.
I'm with you. There's other people I could see having statues of other than those two.
Yeah,
I think Nick deserved one. He brought us that first.
Who's that? Manu Bowl? Oh, or
Manu Bowl.
Manu.
His son's named Bowl.
Screw it. Well, why don't we get one of Sean Bradley?
Sean Bradley.
Remember Sean Bradley?
Can I forget?
Nice big giraffe.
Forget Sean Bradley.
Listen, man.
Who was supposed to be like the savior at that moment
he was.
in time? You recall that, right?
Yes, he was.
And he had
Chris C-Webb.
Yeah.
And see, my man is a biscuit guy right here.
C-Webb just
he was, any chance he got to mention the Fab Five, he's going to bring it up.
Chris Webber. It's a shame. It's a shame he was so selfish because he was an amazing player, Chris Webber. And at that point in his career, had he swallowed a little pride, he was just too hell bent on being the guy.
You know, You know what it is about them? Well, I say this all the time. This is what I love, and this I love these conversations because anything can come up and we can go in different ends, right?
Yeah, I love this.
So the Fab Five, you want to talk about underappreciated? They changed the culture of the game.
Michigan too, the Fab Five.
They changed the culture of basketball. Think about it. Exactly.
Oh my God, you guys talk about the long short.
But it's true.
Okay, great.
AI changed the culture of the game.
Okay.
Tats,
no.
hip hop,
No.
cornrows. Yes, he did, man.
Wait. I want to tell you, I want to have you look back on something. Okay, with this Tats thing. You go back into the mid 90s, early 90s.
That's all about Rodman.
The Tats were there.
No, yeah, but they weren't as
look. I'm getting looks from everybody. The Tats were there. They were there. We just did. It wasn't
exactly.
There was
not like the necks and the sleeves and the. I mean, come on, man.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. These guys, we forget about it. We do it. It's a huge part of basketball. Right?
Yeah.
We talk about Christian Laettner. What do we talk about the Fab Five?
What did he bring? He brought the hip hop. He brought like that.
Which took over the NBA.
That. Yeah.
Right?
Right. But did other guys not already do that? And it just wasn't.
I don't think they put it on that platform.
Out to the exactly.
So
that's
like
where I was going with it.
It's like the
I'm
WNBA.
Sure it was there. They just weren't pushing it
exactly
because Iverson was the guy. And you know, one of the greatest players ever of all time.
Ever.
Is he better than Nate Archibald? Is he better? What's your name, brother?
Bill.
Is he better than Nate Archibald? Iverson. Okay.
Without a doubt.
I agree. I just wanted to hear I hear you interjecting. I just figured I'd throw that out there to you. Absolutely.
Yeah, hip hop. Exactly. Right. And he brought DJs.
He brought something else up a second ago that led me into this whole conversation. I can't remember the damn name he brought up that brought me to it. So just says keep going.
Sean Bradley?
It was Bradley. Bradley led to something else, but it was talking.
Bradley was just a list of one of the stiffs that we had to watch. Charles Shackelford.
Bradley, no, it was Weber in the Fab Five. That's where we were going.
Jalen Rose.
It's amazing, those guys.
Ray Jackson, Jimmy King.
How many of those guys are Hall of Famers? 2 of them?
Juwan Howard.
2 or 3 of them.
Yep.
How about Phi Slamma Jamma, the Houston team?
Which one?
With was it Clyde Drexler? No, he played with Michael in North Carolina, didn't he? No.
Yeah. Are you talking about the 2 years they won?
Yeah.
When Jordan went to play baseball, it's the only reason why they won a championship.
Oh,
because Jordan wasn't around.
I'm going college. I'm talking
okay.
about Fab Five.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Houston Rockets.
No, Fab Five. I'm talking about Phi Slam. Akeem Olajuwon was part of a Phi Slamma Jamma team.
Oh, really? See,
I believe it was Clyde Drexler. There you go.
Craig, what like Ralph Sampson
I was
something?
right the first time when I said Houston. There you go. It was they had their own shoe.
They had their own shoe?
They had their own sneaker. I had it.
Did you?
Yeah, I was lucky.
You didn't wear a Chuck Taylor guy?
I'd wear them here and there. I was a Jordan guy.
I wore
lucky. I was fortunate.
Was there anything better than getting those Jordans, man?
Bro, first day of school, 1983, pair of Jordans, parachute pants.
The parachute pants. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. This is where these conversations go, man. And that's look, we're gonna get the fifth strikeout for Ronaldo. Are we gonna get the fifth strike? I think Schwarber might hit a Schwarber bomb right
It's
here.
our second time around in the lineup here, right?
Yeah.
Tony, you sit right here.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about we talk about before we go into primetime Eagles, another underappreciated Eagle we don't talk enough about. How about Alshon Jeffrey? Right? I don't think we talk enough about him.
He wasn't here long enough for us to give him that.
But wait, Nick Foles has got a trophy and it's got a statue. He wasn't here long enough.
Are you going to compare a quarterback to a wide receiver?
I'm just saying. On a torn rotator cuff?
And stop.
8 catches?
I don't want to hear about
158 yards, 3 touchdowns in the NFC title and Super Bowl? On a torn rotator cuff?
Really? Do you know what you can do with a torn rotator cuff?
I'm just
everything but throw a ball.
You're going to downplay it.
I've been there. You can do everything but throw a ball. You could do.
You get it? There's Darius plus money right there. Plus what? We already got a win.
Guys, what do you think? We give Brad Marsh a shot leading off? If not, who else do you like? If there was one guy in the lineup you'd want to lead off other than him, who would it be?
See?
I think whatever you're smoking, I'd like some.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
He says Rojas.
You know what?
He said Rojas.
Look, see? Stop.
Oh, goodness gracious.
See that?
That's okay. Hey,
but listen, I like
this is what we like. Everybody's entitled
get
to
involved, man. Everybody's got an opinion, man.
We don't have to agree. That's what makes it fun.
You like that?
Richie's got a wingspan of like 92 inches over there.
Oh,
he's got his arms open.
Is he Giannis? Giannis on Pike's Pub?
He's a good dude, Richie.
He's got a wingspan.
That's a good dude.
Listen, let's just go right now, man. What's your, we're 12 days away. Brazil's coming.
Johnny's hurt.
Whatever.
Don't whatever. Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm not worried about the third receiver, man. Who cares?
He was running with the ones.
Right. Yeah, but guess what? All I know is.
All right, go ahead.
All I know.
Go ahead. Take us where you want to go.
Stoddard Turner.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's just
come on.
Let's go bleed green, man. Fly, Eagles, fly.
The Kobe Dean.
Listen.
Okay, look, I watched.
Go ahead. Talk about the Kobe.
I couldn't bring myself to watch more than like 3 series.
It's tough, man.
It's like I can't even. Yeah, it's almost like when I was coaching like 10-year-olds. Anyway, he looks like a man possessed.
You like it now?
He didn't play too long. He had 5 tackles. He had 2 quarterback hurries. Right, he was blitzing, and what I liked that I saw, we talked about him being little bit. I said he was a little light in the pants last week, and he is.
You did say that.
And
that could be taken so many different ways too. By the way, I'm just throwing it out there. You got to be careful. It's 2024, bro. Just throwing it out there.
I'll take the 5th.
Cancel culture.
But he's 231. The average linebacker's 243. Okay, average NFL linebackers 243 pounds. He comes in at 231. But as he blitzed this last week, when he was stepped up to by the running back to block. But once it was the tight end who actually was in a flex position, he made movement and pushed them back into the quarterback. I was kind of shocked. What just happened?
Sorry, that was a brutal swing by Harper.
Oh, Bryson.
Man. I mean, look, it is what it is. It's just bad swing.
Listen, this isn't how I thought we'd start, but as a rival, we don't mind a two-hit shutout going right now with it coming down to the 8th or 9th inning, right? How exciting would that be?
Look, he's back.
Look who's
here. Back. I love it.
Look who's here.
He's got it all. What's up, my man? He's back, man. He was like, remember, you guys are living life, man. Like
I do remember.
I love it, man. He was fired up, man. He was fired up.
I do.
Look, see? He's fired up. I love it, man. Hopefully we get fired up. We win some of these bets.
That's my boy Glenn down there. What's up, Glenn? Yeah, Glenn's down there. He's not paying attention.
He's not.
He's a sports guy, though. He likes talking.
Look, he's not.
That's not him. Yeah, that's different. But no, Kobe Dean, though. So he was getting to the quarterback. He made this one play where he was blitzing, and the running back picked him up, right?
Okay.
And he drove him into the quarterback. Now the quarterback got rid of the ball. I don't know, maybe half a second before he got there. And he threw it out to the wide side of the field.
Okay.
The Kobe Dean made the tackle for a 1-yard gain. And I watched the play a couple times. And this guy plays football really the right way. He is
instincts.
No, it's not even. Well, yes, of course. Yes, Tony, you're completely right. It's instincts. If you don't have them, you're not going to make it. But his motor ran, and he does something that coaches. We pray to have a guy like this. You're taught to never quit on a play.
Yep.
Okay. You never quit. You get thrown down on the ground, you get back up, and you pursue it. Right. And he didn't even hit the ground, but he drove this guy into the quarterback. quarterback got rid of the ball, and here he is making the tackle on the edge. He was probably 5 yards from the sideline, so he had to sprint 15 yards after he made the pressure to make the stop after he 1 yard.
And he got it.
And he got it. He's doing well. I'm just worried, Tony, and you kind of feel the same way with me about our backup offensive lineman. I have concerns there. I mean, there's just
not enough depth.
No, I don't think we have the depth we've had in the past. Well, I think everybody expects us not to have the depth, right? But I don't know. I worry if a guy here or there gets hurt, and I think that competition between Steen and the guy in front, I think he's come out, and I don't think he's going to end up winning that. He'll end up being probably the first guy off the bench, and Steen will end up backing up, and they'll move him around.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, they have bodies. It's just about do they have the right names?
They do.
But getting back to Dean for a minute, getting back to that linebacker core in general.
Sure.
For me, a lot of people a little concerned about, a lot of people a little worried about. I am not. I'm excited. And I'm excited. You know why? Because I watched Devin White. I've always been a Devin White fan.
Me too.
I always thought he's been overlooked. He's a dog. He is a dog.
Yes, he is.
And what's what I was thinking about the other day, that I'm looking at Devin White, and first thing I'm saying to myself is, we have not seen a guy hit and cover at that linebacker position.
It's hard.
Since Trotter. And what do? We draft Jeremiah Trotter Jr. So
not the same mold.
No, but what I'm saying is Devin White, to me, it is in that mold.
Shit.
That's not good.
Fuck.
So we get they score.
Bounces off.
Wow.
Of course, it takes a bounce like that, right?
Yep. Is that a triple? Yeah, we got a triple.
Well, okay.
Who was that? Who hit that?
That's why we play 9 innings.
That's
why we play 9 innings.
Can I ask you this? This is what pisses me off. I'm trying not to curse, and I'm trying to be all nice and late, but
me too.
He stunk, right? He was terrible. He couldn't hit anything. Why does that always like? He didn't go other places, and all of a sudden they want to hit. Like, this guy couldn't hit anything. Like, I don't understand. Oh, that's there. There's the first run of the game. We got the Braves up 1-0. Thanks, Whit. Thanks for nothing. He couldn't do nothing here, right? And man, that stuff pisses me off. I can't stand when it happens, but that's all right. It's only one run. I'm not worried about it.
I think it comes down to karma. When we brought him here, he should have started, and he did.
Yeah, but nobody wanted him though. Remember that?
But he should have started.
Not necessarily.
People will argue that point.
I know.
But based upon how that guy hits, he should have played based upon his past 3 years. He should have started. He got salty.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He didn't give 2 shits about getting shipped out of here.
No.
And then here he comes.
Yeah, now he's on the Braves. Now he's dropping
Watch
daggers.
this shit come down to the playoffs. And
it better not.
Biscuit.
It better not. But listen,
son of a biscuit.
Get back to this linebacker core, because
I'm more excited about this linebacker.
I'm very excited
than I have the last 7, 8, or 9 years.
I'm excited about Nolan Smith. I watched some. I'll tell you what, man.
Smith, the Kobe Dean, and your boy, Mr. Smitty. We have the best linebacking core we've had in years. And what I really think you're going to see is a lot of interchangeable parts, so to speak. I think you'll see Nolan Smith on the field in a position where Jeremiah Trotter might fill that spot on the next series. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll come out and Vic will throw one on there. They'll throw Nolan on there for this series as, one of the 2 backers in there. And then next, maybe we'll bring out Trotter. And I think that'll go that way. I think we'll see more rotating of our linebackers this year than we have in years past. I really do. But I think, and this is what's going to be important for our success later, I think we're going to settle into the 3 that we need.
Yep.
By about week 3 or 4, maybe 5 or 6. maybe I'll give myself a little leeway. Maybe week 5 or 6, we're going to settle into the ones that are really that need to be out there for the majority of the snaps. No linebacker wants to come off the field.
No,
Okay,
not at all. No, and Devin White's already alluded to that.
Heads off.
He's already alluded to that, man.
That's all you want to do.
Yes,
but it's we need that position. It's the position we've lacked talent at the most for the last 25 effing years.
Yes, 100%. And
how
listen,
often who's the last linebacker we drafted within the first 2 rounds?
We drafted a lot of guys in the first 2 rounds at stunk.
Recently, who'd we take? Was it Nolan?
Nolan Smith.
Was he a second
rounder? Yep.
Before that, it goes back a long way.
It goes back. We had a lot of swings and misses, man.
I think Jerry Robinson.
Well, think about some of these names. Quentin Caver, Andy Studebaker, right? Think about some of these names, these swings and misses on linebacker that we had in the Philadelphia area, man. It's been
we get upset about it, but every team has that too.
Yes.
Right? Imagine being the Cleveland Browns.
Well, that's true.
Right. So you think of these teams that never have people that can help their team get better.
Except Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. I mean, ask you a question.
What's up?
Think Micah Parsons is going to be an Eagle sometime in the next couple of years?
Yes, I do.
Right?
I really do. I mean, he's wearing his emotions on his sleeve.
He loves the Eagles, and he plays for Dallas.
It's crazy.
That's got to rub his teammates wrong at times.
Another nice strikeout from Ozuna.
Is that 2?
Yeah.
He grounded out, or is that the second strikeout?
No, he struck him out. Remember, he struck him out the first time, I think, too. So that's good, man. When you're striking that guy out, you're rolling. Rich says Fangio will have them playing tough defense and holds players accountable. Smith looks like he put on about 10 pounds of muscle. Yes, he does. White has a nose for the football.
Who was that just signed in there?
Richie D.
Richie D. I'll tell you what, though. Vic won't let guys stink it up. He'll take them right off the field if they're not performing.
100%.
So that's for sure.
100%. Now, looking at linebacker. Yeah. Are we watching you? Yeah, we're watching. Yo, come on. We got to get the Chico. Ring that damn bell, man. Come on.
There's our Seth Dunn lookalike. Our Seth Dunn lookalike.
Oh, man. What's that? Bradbury get cut.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It could happen.
Do you really think he gets cut?
It could straight up happen. I'll tell you what, though. I think the other 2 guys that we got are too young. You know what? I changed my mind. You go back to Sheldon Brown and Lito Shepherd, right? We got those guys. What were those guys? 2 years within each other? We got one after the other.
Well, remember, that was the draft. We drafted both of them and Michael Lewis.
And what did we just do this year? 2 corners.
Yes.
Right?
Well, you got Mitchell.
DeJean's a return guy.
Oh, yeah, Cooper DeJean.
He can't, DeJean.
Or DeJean. We got to say DeJean because it's Philly.
There's no U in there. It can't
but it's got to be DeJean because it's John. It's Philly, man.
Tony, there's no U.
I'm just telling you.
I told you I'm John Ritchie with my vocabulary. There's no U in there.
I can't help it, man.
It can't be.
I'm just telling you.
No all.
I could say that. I thought it was kind of weird that whole stupid rumor came out today about Darius Slay being on the trade block, which I thought was a little ridiculous. Like, where does that come from?
There's no chance.
No chance.
Yeah, that's just shit blowing through
exactly. The wind. That's some moron blogger that wants to pop up and
that's
from his mom's basement, throw it out there and figure out, oh, you know what? This isn't going to work. You know,
he is in his mom's basement.
Yeah,
probably.
definitely. Because that's not happening. Now, Bradbury, I could see.
You can't win a Super Bowl without Slay this year.
Bradbury was the odd man out, which is why he moved him to safety to take reps, which he did.
He's still taking reps there.
But Avonte Maddox is balling.
Yeah, but
again,
can he stay healthy?
Can he stay healthy? I know that's
dude's always hurt.
I know, but
he's always hurt.
You're not gonna pick him over Bradbury based on health. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. They're both as healthy as they could be. Yeah, we're taking Maddox all day.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly.
No doubt.
No, 100%. Wheeler's, I'll tell you what, man. I know he gave out that hit, but he's not. You know, he's striking guys out. That Olsen.
Oh, he flip it?
Oh, that's a nice play.
Oh, that's a
nice play by Trey.
There you go.
There you go. Out of the inning. Now we got to get the bats, man. That's the thing. We got to get the bats.
Can I ask you a question real quick about Trey?
Yeah.
Has he still lived up to what he was as a Dodger?
And
Right?
but here's
like seriously,
I
why?
think this is a tough answer.
Is it just because he's in Philly? Like what?
No, it's because we didn't see him.
Is it Von Hayes?
No, hell no.
It's like Von Hayes.
Here's what Trey
players.
Turner is. I keep saying this. I'll say it again.
I'm going to pull up the players we traded.
Trey
for Von
Turner is the player that you look at the stats that you didn't see play a lot, right? We saw him watch it, but when he was with the when we was the Dodgers on the West Coast, unless you were staying up watching the games, you're watching web gems, right? That's what you were doing. You look at the numbers. You say, "Oh, this dude's got the best slide in the world." This guy, yeah, he is a great player. But did you think that he would have like 7-8 errors out in the field? I mean, the guy is not the defensive guy that I thought.
No,
he was.
because that wasn't his MO at that point, right?
I don't think he had that many errors.
No, he wasn't an error machine for the Dodgers. No,
he was not.
I think we put a lot of pressure on. You know what? I think he put a lot of pressure on himself.
He did,
knowing how we are as a fan base.
Not just that. He put a lot of pressure. His best friend is Bryce Harper.
He wanted to get out of the gate fast.
Yeah, he did. And it didn't happen.
Look what the standing ovation did, though. You can laugh. Everyone can laugh at that.
I don't mind a standing ovation, by the way.
It fucking worked.
I don't mind it at all.
He started hit. Look at his stats. Within 2 weeks.
There's nothing wrong with giving people a little love. Right, I say at the end of the day, we don't always got to be assholes, right? We can give them a little love every now and then. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, we're gonna boo, we're gonna do which we deservingly so, right?
Every player who's traded here has to be spoken to from somebody on our team about what this town's like, right?
And they've come here as an opposing player.
Could you imagine like a Matthew Papelbon baby?
Oh my God!
Could you imagine what the people would do to him in the streets as he's walking around?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I think
I don't mean to interrupt you. Ready?
No, go ahead. What's his numbers?
Ready. No. Von Hayes was traded. I had to bring this back up.
Von Hayes.
We traded Manny Trio, George Vukovic, Julio Franco, Jerry Willard, and Jay Baller for Von Hayes.
Wow.
I said 5. You looked at me like I had 2 heads.
Wow.
You're like, wait,
5 players.
Right. That's some old school knowledge right there.
And we're reading that because
what happens when you're old.
The fan question tonight is who would be your all-time Philadelphia Phillies outfield?
Somebody brought up Von Hayes.
And two people brought up Von Hayes, by the way.
Out of town.
2 people.
They should be put out.
That's a first. Now, why is the first I heard of Abreu? That's the first time I heard of Abreu.
Bobby could definitely be in the conversation.
Who else you got?
Unfortunately, his numbers don't.
I like that outfield.
You know, you got Chuck Klein, Harper. Chuck Klein and Harper solidify 2 positions. There's nobody else you can fill their spots with. What are you going to say, Richie Ashburn? Center?
Either way, but I love the Abreu call. I think Abreu is another guy.
What about Richie Ashburn?
Richie Ashburn.
Right?
See, here's my problem about Richie Ashburn. Those players.
He didn't hit
I didn't watch them. I don't know.
No, and none of us did. And that's why these kids today can't appreciate the Joe Montanas, the John Elways,
right? Tom Brady's.
The Greg Monix, the Tom Glavins.
The Tom Glavins. There's a name for you right there.
Come on, John Smoltz.
I mean, what's that?
Yeah, no, listen.
But still,
I'm a realist.
It's respect.
I'm talking about great players. You know, I respect. You know, I'm an Eagles. I'm a 4-sport guy, 5-sport guy, if you call soccer a sport. But you know, I live and breathe. But I'm a realist.
You're getting the eyes right
this
there.
This guy don't even play soccer. He works on. He builds cars. Well, you were left bench, right wing. I bet you can run like the wind.
He looks like a defenseman.
He looks like he can run like the wind, don't he?
Say better goalie and a wingspan.
I told you earlier he had an 82-inch reach.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Listen, I love that Bill brought up Bobby Abreu because there's another guy. There you go.
The biggest
Guess
home
what?
run streak.
We got one for the bet right there.
There he is. You got your Castellano. Right. Who do you got? Your 1.5, 1.5.
We got 1.5. So he's got to get another hitter, score, get an RBI. It's all he's got to do, right? If our boy didn't strike out,
it's going to be an RBI.
But again, Cassie for MVP for the Philadelphia Phillies, by the way.
Tony,
Cassie for MVP.
you're the man, brother.
All right, Cassie for MVP.
How
Oh,
about
hold
it?
on for a second. Let's go back to that because I like
we
this.
left football and all that.
That's okay.
Who
That's
cares?
okay. We got plenty of football time.
We got all season.
The Phillies are on right now.
Nobody knows this. I'm gonna force Tony to bring me around with him somewhere.
And yeah,
I'm gonna force myself on Tony.
so we're like, where's Tony at this week?
I'm gonna be like white on right.
I love it, man. I love it. This is fun. Talking about Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine.
Yes.
I did we did something cool. Maybe we'll do here before we'll do it one time. We did on the show.
Back.
We did
We're gonna be back.
Oh yeah.
No,
we did
we're coming back.
a fantasy draft, right?
Ooh, of
baseball players all time. So we did a snake draft. It was 10 guys, and you had you had to pay. It was like
did you get to fill a whole roster? How many guys did you pick?
Yeah,
25?
No. We only did a starting lineup.
9 guys.
Only just starting lineup.
Okay,
that was fun, but it was fun to see.
How unique?
It was the pitchers that that really enamored me. Who was getting picked, man?
That should be
right. People forget sometimes. Easy. Another strikeout by Lopez. Got that over 4.5 was a joke. That number.
You took that though, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, Bill took it. We mentioned it. Bill took it.
He was
Eric
talking to you before the show about that. So right?
Yeah. But I mean, Bryson Stott again. But anyway,
yeah.
But
wait. What did Bryson Stott do last time?
Struck it up.
On how many pitches?
I don't know.
4.
Okay. So he's not back, but that's all right. He'll come back. He'll be fine.
What were you just saying?
So
I want
speaking of the pitchers
draft for the all-time guys, but no.
So when everybody went pitchers, everybody, some of the names I was really surprised.
Babe Ruth was a pitcher,
but nobody mentioned. Let me ask you this though: nobody mentioned Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson. If it's you just took his name off my tongue, right? He would be my number 1.
I'm telling you, man. I don't
think Greg Maddux is my 2.
I love Maddux. I'm sorry. I know we're playing Atlanta.
You're not gonna like my 3.
And I get it. That's all right.
He was a Red Sox.
Wait, I will tell you who.
Yes. Who is it?
I'll tell you who mine is. It's Pedro Martinez.
Goddamn right.
And I don't care.
That dude was a bulldog. That dude.
There you go, JT. There we go. Come on.
Here we are.
Bohm scores. Now we got that. So we're right back on the board.
Alec Bohm. Hair flapping in the air.
He's a playboy, man.
Alec Bohm. What a stud that guy is.
Good for him. Aaron Dolan.
Absolutely.
It's the Aaron Dolan effect.
It is.
But no, I'm with you with Pedro Martinez. Now that's a good sign. With
that guy was a bulldog.
Yeah, he was. And that's all right. That's why that's got a thing on there.
Yeah, I know.
But that's why I say that people don't appreciate what he did against the Yankees in 2019.
That guy was a bulldog.
I mean, 2009, not 19.
There's so many guys you can go back on and look at. You look at some of the great Yankee pitchers, and then, it just goes there. Steve Carlton, would he not play in that list?
Steve Carlton. Another
guy to win 25 games in a season, brother.
Listen, man. The pitchers.
He went. I just saw this the other day. I was infatuated with Steve Carlton for about 8 minutes. I was on YouTube. He won. And he pitched 147 innings.
147 innings
without giving up more than 3 runs.
Oh. That's damn
sick,
good, man.
Dude. That's sick. He was tough. And you talk to people back then, he was the guy they didn't want to face.
Yeah. But he was
again,
a Philly.
Yeah.
And he was a Philly.
Underrated.
And nobody's going to bring up Roger Clemens.
How could you not bring up Roger?
Nolan Ryan, 40-something years.
7 no-hitters.
7 no-hitters.
14 one-hitters. 14 one-hitters. No, I'm wrong. It's not 14. It's like 12 or 13.
Nolan Ryan. And let me ask you this. 2 pitches? He had like 2 pitches. He had a fastball.
He had 3, but he didn't throw that 3rd pitch often.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's how good it is. Oh, man, another strikeout.
Though, he was, even though Maddux threw with finesse, and there was and Pedro, he could get it up there a little bit. But the guys threw with finesse hit their spots.
Yeah.
But Nolan Ryan hit his spots.
We're getting heckled up here. Hey, you want Marsh to lead off? Like,
did he walk Marsh?
No, he struck out. He's like, hey, everybody wants what?
Is that what that joke was? The lead off?
But nobody brings up Clemens because of the steroids, right?
Fuck the I'm done with the steroid talk.
I'm done with the steroids.
Okay, great. It added more.
It's over. It's over.
But you know what? Those guys should not be penalized because it was part of that era.
Listen, man, you're preaching to the choir here.
Do you know how many people take performance enhancing drugs in every gosh dang sport? Do you realize that? Do you realize that? You're taking us down.
You're taking us down that rabbit hole.
We're not going to talk about the Olympics. We're not going to talk. Listen, Rich, we're not going to talk about the gold medal game in the Olympics with the women's boxing and the two guys boxing as women. Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Listen. All I'm saying is,
I don't want to get kicked off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. We're all good, man. I'm with you, man.
Pete Rose.
I mean, the guy's paid his dues, man.
Thing ever in Major League Baseball's Pete
paid
Rose.
His dues.
Ty Cobb is respected more than Pete Rose now. Ty Cobb, and he threw the 25 World Series, right? 1925. Am I right?
Well, wait a minute. You're suspending. But wait a minute. You're suspending minor leaguers right now in Major League Baseball for betting on friggin' baseball. But you're not letting Pete Rose in.
How about the fact?
How does that work? I don't understand.
The world can bet on baseball, but the guys, it's legal everywhere, but they're not allowed.
Dude, it's to me, it's a complete joke.
Listen, I understand the reason why they don't let them, but it's not fair.
When Faye Vincent died, that's when he should have been in the Hall of Fame. Sorry, when Faye Vincent went, that was his. That was time.
There was a football player. I'm not going to remember it right now off the top of my head. They waited. They he wasn't.
See, I'm going to get all crazy now.
He wasn't in good graces, and they waited till he passed to put him in. That's what they're going to do. Pete Rose is not going into the Hall of Fame until he dies.
People say that, and I think that's a joke, man.
That's what's going to happen.
I think that's a joke. I'm sorry. I do. I think it's a complete
enjoy your
joke.
food, bud.
I think it's
Glenn's down there enjoying his food.
Yeah,
I thought I'd get something out of him. He's usually pretty talkative, but not.
Where's
tonight.
he at?
He's a gray hair guy. You can't see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a Phillies guy. He would talk Phillies with us, but
that's fine.
I don't think he can hear us.
But that's fine.
But I don't think he'll get his. He won't go in the Hall of Fame until he's passed.
No, that's
a shame.
It's a shame. And listen, I know people don't like him. I really don't care. But the way that we don't talk about Barry Bonds is a joke. I'll argue with anybody. I don't care.
He is the greatest hitter of all time.
And
by far, without a shadow of a doubt,
Easy.
Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter of all time.
Easy.
Did you ever see the interview where he talked about people pitching and he goes, if you're throwing 100 miles an hour, the catcher's back there with a glove and he throws 100 miles an hour and you catch it with a glove. He's like, all I did was change the object you catch it with. Instead of a glove, I catch it with a bat.
See,
that's how he described hitting.
Yep.
Guy was the best hitter. Drugs, no drugs. Okay, great. Does he not hit an extra 100 home runs? Maybe not. Maybe there's 100 more home runs you can attest to his PEDs. But if everybody wasn't doing it, it'd be different back then. But everybody did it.
Everybody did it.
How about the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa stretch? Yep. 60, 61, 61, 60, 62, 6, right?
Yep, 100%, man. Rich says if you take away steroid years, Bond still has a Hall of Fame career, and that's the argument for people on the other side.
He was Hall of Fame.
See, he didn't have to do it. But here's ready. I'll ask this question, and I can't get an answer on this because nobody wants to go down this hole. But you had a guy you just brought up, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire.
Yeah.
Okay. Race for the record, right? Remember all that. Baseball was dead. Baseball was dead. After the strike year, they were dead. Nobody was coming to the park. Nobody was watching, right?
It was just the end of Bart Giamatti's time.
Exactly. So guess what?
Dead.
So Bud Selig knew that shit was going on. Lined his pockets with all that money. And guess who's in the Hall of Fame? Bud Selig. So how the hell could Bud Selig be in the Hall of Fame, but Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame?
Because Bud Selig didn't get caught.
But he allowed it to happen, right?
He didn't use PEDs.
But he allowed it to happen.
I will tell you.
I don't
this.
know, man.
Can I just say something here for everybody in the audience? Okay. Well, we're going to talk about PEDs. All right. Can I just say this? Every effing level past high school uses PEDs.
Yes.
It might
it's
not
some
be,
form or fashion.
But listen, it might not be every guy on the team that goes over the line. We all used something to make us better physically.
Yes.
Strength-wise, conditioning-wise, whatever we could get our hands on. And ultimately, there was a line some guys would cross and some guys wouldn't cross.
I agree.
I was never a guy that would do steroids. I had the opportunity to do steroids.
I just sucked it. I didn't do it. I just sucked.
College. I could have done steroids, but I was like, nah, dude, I'm not going to do that. I appreciated my genitalia too much to go ahead and
I like that. I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that. Adam says they should have a separate Hall of Fame for steroid users. What?
Stop. Is this Adam right here with the camo shorts?
No, it's Adam was here last week. That's Eddie.
Okay, Eddie.
Adam was here last week.
Yeah,
he's not here.
All right. It's a decent, came into your head, throw it out there thing. I'm sure he's excited and said, I'm going to throw this out there. Yeah, that's a little nuts, but let me tell you something.
See, this breaks in a whole new segment.
Back to Barry Bonds.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. The GOAT.
Greatest hitter ever.
GOAT.
And it wouldn't matter. Guess what? Let's just say he didn't take the steroids and he didn't get the home run record. Would he still not be one of the best hitters ever?
Yeah.
And nobody would, if he didn't get the home run record, nobody would hold his steroids against him. Do you realize that? If he did not get the home run record, they would not have held the steroids against him. Do they hold it against Sammy Sosa?
So hold on.
Nobody mentioned Sammy Sosa or his use.
Well, I have to ask you this because you were a former coach.
Sure.
So a lot of people give me the other side of the argument.
Okay.
And they say, well, as a coach, how do I teach my kids and say that it's okay? It was okay for them to cheat. So that's the other argument that you get, right? What is that? What example are we showing them?
It's a very slippery slope trying to explain that to a child during those years. Thankfully, we're beyond that, right?
Exactly.
However, you have to make them understand that the reason these people do this, they have spent their entire lives trying to be the best at what they're doing. And any ability to increase their talent or ability to be great, they would take. Yes. Was it illegal? How many times did Barry get caught?
0.
Like,
let's be honest.
0.
I mean,
he was, you know how many times you're tested during the year? 3 to 5.
He was caught 0 times.
0.
I mean, listen, we all
3 to 5. Sometimes,
and we all know.
I get it. Sometimes they also say, "Okay,
right?
we're not going to test."
But what about this? What about the steroid users where it didn't work? Did they get like a refund?
Tony Mandrich. Tony Mandrich.
Oh my God!
The steroids didn't work.
Tony Mandrich,
the greatest thing ever in college football history.
Oh my God, dude? I had his upper deck rookie card.
Steroid infused giant mammoth of a man. Did nothing. Didn't help.
Nothing.
So you have to have the ability for the steroid to help. If you don't have the ability, the juice ain't going to help you.
But my thing is, though, again, the Heat Ratio Sports Live. Make sure you're liking, subscribing the stream. Make sure you're liking and subscribing as always, and following Pike's Pub right here, Instagram, Facebook. You're seeing this live on all social formats. We're live right here from remote, from Pike's Pub right here in beautiful Bucks County in Southampton, right off of 2nd Street Pike. Can't miss this. Come in, check us out. Make sure you take care of Jess on the 1s and 2s up there, making sure everybody's glass is full to the top. Great pool tables, about 13 TVs. And hey, is this Glenn again?
He's creeping.
Look, here he goes.
Out here, I'll catch it.
Oh, look, he's. Oh man,
hit me right
man.
in
He like oh. So wait a minute.
I'll catch
what Barry Bonds?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame? No. Yes. Right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's just so no problem with the steroids.
Steroids are our major fucking problem. Jose Canseco.
Jose, one of the Bash brothers.
I know.
One of the Bash brothers. But man,
steroids does not make you see the ball.
Does No,
It does not make you
I agree.
hit for better average.
I agree.
It definitely makes you hit. It makes you hit for more home runs.
Well, it gives you more bat speed, right?
Strength. Technique is
Technique over power.
Steroids does
I
not
like
make,
that.
Power is good.
Yes.
Sure. Steroids does not create a 310 average or a 297 average. Steroids creates 82 home runs.
Bonds with the Pirates last couple of years, 34 home runs, 36
Yes.
home runs, 28 home runs.
And what's the jump at San Fran?
It's
not right there.
I don't know what's going on with Harper, man.
Bryce is owing.
I think
What are you
he's
talking? Yo, go easy on my boy Tony.
man. Look, I
Go
like
easy.
this. I like
My boy
this.
Tony, go easy on
I
him.
like this, man.
What do you mean?
You want,
What do you
yo,
mean
want me to
about
let you know
Harper?
something? I will tell you. I think he's hurt. I think Bryce Harper's hurt. No, his back.
Oh, you hurt his back?
I think that's why,
And
he's trying to go through it.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go Harper. My
Yeah,
mom loves Harper.
I like right here, baby. Look,
No, there it is.
MV3, right?
Can I just tell you that back injuries do not heal quick?
No,
And
they
some-
don't.
Listen to me, and sometimes they just stay forever.
And I think that's a problem. And I
there's-
think
you
he's
can-
trying.
You try shots
Or-
first, right? The shots don't work. You get
Cortisone?
ablation. Cortisone does.
400. Oh, come on. They
Cortisone.
hating on Harper.
Cortisone. does
330, by the way, not 400. Yeah.
We were talking, and what did he do? Strike out or ground out? As we
He
were
said,
talking.
my back hurts. I go to work every day.
Me too.
He's. Oh man, I'll tell you, this is.
Me too.
I love this. It's so true though, right? Because that's the argument all the time. Like, but he's.
You know what, dude? The whole steroid. Oh, he hit the shit out of that. Oh, just short. He hit that ball hard.
Hit it hard. That was Trey.
Oh,
There comes
Trey.
Hart.
Oh, Trey.
Now here we go. We're gonna cast a home run bet right here. I think we're gonna cast a home run
Can
bet
I
right
tell
here.
you, Tony, I hope you're
Rich
right.
says steroids give you better recovery time for games. Your muscles don't tire as much.
I disagree with that. Just from people I've known that have done it,
Yeah, I don't know enough about it.
I think your ligaments and tendons do not recover. Your muscles are pushed to their
What?
most extreme.
What's that? Oh, well,
Your muscles maybe not, but your ligaments and tendons are
Here-
stressed.
well,
We
you know,
talked about this a little last week about
we did.
about how guys are so big and
Yes.
so muscular and so strong.
Yes.
We have outmassed the pressure that our ligaments and bodies can handle.
I agree.
That's why you see all these injuries. How many of these injuries you think you saw? These soft tissue injuries back in
Oh.
the 60s and 70s.
Bro, what
Oh,
is he swinging
shit.
at? That's 10 Ks? Man, we should have taught the alternate line and kept going up and laddered
Wait,
that shit.
Did you just say 10?
10 Ks.
How fast is this? Night
Man. What's that? No, it's just certain things that's why I was off yesterday. That's why I was off yesterday. It wasn't just a day
You
off.
think so, huh?
Yeah, and that's why the lineup came out late today. If you know, the lineup came out extra late because he was waiting to see if he could go or not.
He knew if he
I
could
think
go.
I think he's got some lingering. Yeah,
Tony, he knew if he could go at like 3 o'clock. he
I'm
knew.
just telling you, man.
He knew. He woke up this
I'll
morning.
tell
and
you.
said, I'm gonna go or I'm not gonna go.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm not one of those. I got sources.
Some of these guys, you
Yeah.
wake up and these guys, there's a different breed of player that can play hurt.
Yes,
Some guys wake up and they're like, all right, it's like the third day of nursing an injury.
yes.
Like, all right, I'm not quite there, but I'm effing playing.
So
today.
wait,
You know
because
what I'm
we got about 10 to 12 minutes left of this shit.
Oh, my God.
Okay,
I'm gonna
you,
miss
you hang
Are
on for
we
12
here
minutes.
next
Man, you've
week?
been
Are
you've
we
been
here
killing
next
it.
week, or
Yeah,
is
bro.
this it?
Nah, man. Nah.
Or next week.
Tuesday
here?
nights, baby. I haven't been
All
told to. I haven't been told to stay home yet. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
nice.
keep coming back.
Nice.
But
I hope
you hear
keep
that,
bringing me
Matt?
back.
I'm gonna keep coming back.
Maddie. Maddie. Matthew,
oh.
you keep Tony coming
Yeah.
back here.
Listen,
It just got me a new second gig here. Kid.
I gotta ask. I
I'm
gotta
gonna
ask you
ride
something.
Tony's coattails here as far as I can.
Here we follow me everywhere.
I'll ride him.
We'll go up to
Wherever
where's
you
the
want.
next one?
I'll show up and be that guy in the crowd you want to talk.
Oh, there you go. I'll give you a
Everywhere
wireless
you go,
microphone.
you say it's open mic.
Give
Come
you a
on,
wireless
talk.
microphone. Let's finish this
the
up.
pulse of the
Listen,
crowd.
we gotta finish up on some
All right,
birds
pal, what do we got?
because I gotta get the audience. I gotta get the feel of the room
Let's
because
do it.
let's just go right for the common question here. Okay, it's about the coach, like your confidence level,
Not.
in Nick Sirianni.
Oh, you're going Nick. We're going.
Yes, your confidence level, man, because that's what it's all about right
All
now.
So look, as a fiery coach myself in my younger years, I can see why people dislike his emotions on the sideline. Okay. Wasn't until later in my life that I calm things down as a coach.
Yep.
All right. And was able to get my point across with less yelling than I could before or emotion. I like the fact that he shows emotion. And I think this year he'll dial it back just enough. I would imagine there was a conversation in the offseason about the Chiefs game where he screamed about the Chiefs. All right, Chiefs fan, I don't hear you anymore. You know, and the dancing at the camera that's on the field, and he's making movement at the camera like he's a player, right? I imagine there was a conversation held
About that's gotta stop.
I think he and Jeffrey spoke, and Jeff said, "Yeah, dude,
Jeffrey, you just call him Jeffrey. I
yeah,
like that.
Jeffrey, of course.
Jeffrey.
It's like my buddy. We sat down, we talked football all day. I tell him all about the players he shouldn't have cut.
I like
kidding.
that.
No, I would. Oh my God, could you imagine sitting down with Jeff Lurie?
I would love to sit down with you.
God, I not really ever thought of it this way, but like an idol to a degree. Like my God, he's had the best 30 years of Eagles history.
Well,
He has.
he's definitely
The best owner we've ever had.
yes,
Right?
hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Who's the other one? Burt Bell?
Norman Brayman.
Curly? We had a guy named Curly.
I mean,
Curly in the 40s. But Burt Bell was the
so
Burt Bell. We blame everything. We not again. We'll
so
talk
no,
about
so
Burt
be,
Bell another
well,
day.
I get what you're saying, right?
That's all.
I understand about his antics and this and that, but my thing
He
is
had
the way last year went, right? That if you are a respected coach, no matter if we want to blame coordinators, we want to blame if you are a respected coach, like there's a reason why Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. Okay,
Why?
Because of respect.
Do
Okay,
you think it's respect?
because
Or
look,
do you think
yeah,
it's the
you know why?
talent that they put in front of
What,
him
no, what talent?
has to be
It's homegrown. They don't even spend money in free agency. That team.
the least,
Right?
One of the least. Yeah. No, I
So
don't
so you're
disagree with
actually
that. I don't
you're
disagree
home.
with that.
So look at a guy like George Pickens, right? Who listen, love George Pickens, unbelievable talent. Head case though, another
Total.
wide receiver diva,
Total.
right? But
But they're
who
known
kept them
for
in check?
I will not disagree that Mike Tomlin's a great coach.
So if
I
George
can't do that.
Pickens is here in Philadelphia, we're screwed because I don't think Sirianni has that
I think
respect.
I think you underestimate him a little bit. Maybe there is this little part of Howdy Doody that people think. Maybe there's a few guys that have the old.
He's
a
Woody from
Howdy,"
Toy Story.
right? Oh, let me help you there, George.
Right. I can
But,
see. I
you know,
understand.
I don't know. I think guys at this day and age kind of adhere to what Nick is to a degree.
Yes. I love Justin Fields, by the way.
So listen, though, you look at the
This year.
coaches that are
And he's shaking his head.
That ball's down. That's two. That's two. Get on your horse. He's standing up.
Oh, is that Witt again? Unbelievable, man. What a guy! Like this annoys me to no end when this happens.
It's a fucking Philly.
I
thing.
can't
I'm sorry.
stand
I'm
it.
sorry for cursing everybody.
It happens, man. It
clean.
happens. I get it. It's
My wife
frustrating.
knows I talk like a truck driver.
Well,
so
it's
I'm
frustrating,
sure
man.
She's happy, but
It's frustrating. I mean, look, he's even running faster. He couldn't even run when he was here. Now all of a sudden he's running faster too.
he didn't even.
Right? He couldn't do anything.
Yeah, we got to bring him with us.
Man.
I'm gonna
Listen.
follow you. I'm gonna have him follow me.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Like, how does this shit happen?
Oh my!
Oh man.
That's
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. We got the
that's
crowd
part
going
of
there.
that's part of the Philly
Well,
mystique that we deal with, dude. You know
Thankfully,
that.
the
Just
other
as
guy's
the
not
good,
here.
the
If he was
bad
going to burn his car down with Christian Pache, what the hell
that
would he
guy
do?
was pretty smart though. He
Yeah,
was,
but he wanted
was
to
a good
burn
dude.
everything.
He was shooting darts here. The other night.
Was he?
I was making jokes about him burning his
Okay.
car.
Yeah, he was going
He
crazy.
said you
over
saved his life
there. Did I?
with the bet.
With the bet. See
With
that?
the bet.
Got that bet. He hit the
Saved
bet.
him.
We
He
sent him
hit
home a
it.
happy man.
He
man.
hit it. He hit
Happy
it.
man. Now, if he scores from second, I'm even more mad because he couldn't go second to home here.
Well,
now all of a sudden he goes. There's a strikeout. There we go.
What's
There we
really tough about this is that Wheeler is really hitting his spots tonight. He's he's hitting. his
No, I'm
spots.
not laughing. We got
Oh.
comments coming in says this guy Merrifield couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Now he's hitting everything. So, like, it's true. It's like, you watch this
Listen,
guy and
Come playoffs, he'll show his true colors. If he has fallen off enough that he's not that talented anymore, and he had his run, then it'll show. If not, then maybe we just didn't give him what he
come on,
needed.
Cassie. Right, we're out.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't fall, sprain his wrist, and take 2 weeks.
There
off.
we go. There we go.
All right, Poppy.
Well, listen, we got a tie game, 1-1
What
going
all right.
in.
All right. Well,
So-
we don't mind this.
Yeah, exactly. So
Where
redirect
are
again.
you going next live?
Where next
What-
live?
Yeah. Are you out and about anywhere else? Or are you at Pikes? We're at
No,
Pikes.
well, I'm exclusively at Pike's right now.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm exclusively at
I
Pike's.
heard you got a nice studio.
I have a studio in my house.
That a boy.
Yeah, build a studio in my house. I do
Killer.
I do Sirius on Sunday nights from 7 to 9.
Nice.
Thankfully,
Nice.
that from COVID, they used to go to the New York studios, but because COVID happened, they've
So
done
they're down
everything
here.
remotely. So as long as
nice.
you could pass the sound and the speed test,
Nice.
you were good to go.
Fantastic.
You were good to go.
So
Adam says
How
when
we
you
gonna-
leave Philly, they always play better, man. When you leave Philly, they always play better. And that's
not
true
always-
for the most part. Watch
Chase-
Tobias Harris this year.
Chase Utley.
Tobias will
Shane
play go off, man, this year. He'll go play.
Tobias. Tobias ain't doing shit.
Listen, he's gonna he
Unless
will.
if he comes off the bench, he can.
No, you know why
No.
he will do?
He needs to come
Because
off
he
the
won't have any
bench.
pressure. He's not going to be relied on to be the guy, right?
No, he's done. Tobias he's done.
We'll
He's-
see.
I just feel.
I kind of feel bad
Yeah,
for
well,
him.
I'll go basketball with you, kid.
I mean, I
We'll go
kind of.
hoops too. Bro.
We'll go hoops
you
next
heard
week.
a little bit of it. We're talking
Yeah.
old school tonight.
Yeah, I like going old school, man. That's what it's all about. I like going old
It was
school.
the most fun time in our history.
Exactly.
Of growing up, man. Those
100%, man. You got to
Those
go
teams.
old school, man. You got like. Here's what I say all the time, and I whether people in here agree, whether people on the stream agree. Listen, it's no disrespect because I like some of the guys, but you pop on the radio and they're all talking about the same thing. They're all talking about the same topic. They're all talking about the same thing over and over and over and over again, right? And then people start a podcast and they start talking about the same thing, right? So you try to get a little different, man. So when you go back nostalgic, you start talking about different eras and different players and different talent levels and different metrics and like it brings more fun back
It
to
brings
sports talk,
people
which it
out
should
that
be.
have different knowledge,
Yes.
actually, too.
Exactly.
Different knowledge, different opinions.
Exactly. And that's what you have to do. So start focusing on different things, man. Just talk different things. I mean, that's what you want to do, right? Rich says hot takes are everywhere on sports radio. It's nauseating. Exactly. The hot takes are just again, man.
Everybody out there's under an umbrella. They toe the line. They don't cross the line enough.
They don't, but because
you
they
got
can't.
these syndicated stations. They don't have a choice. They can't do
They
it.
can't.
Right?
They absolutely
But-
can't.
And even McAfee, right? Like McAfee's
I love McAfee, by the way.
Me too.
I love Pat
Me
McAfee.
too.
Did you hear about the
When you
story?
make me famous, I'm going to wear cutoff shirts. All the time.
I'll tell you what, that dude's my idol, bro.
Dude,
The way
awesome.
he's made a
Bro,
name for himself
dude,
and a
he's
brand.
He's a great dude. I've heard amazing things about him. As a
And did you hear the
person.
story about his tryout?
With
So he was telling about the
for college.
for college
Yes,
for the kicker.
I didn't hear.
So he was
My
saying he
buddy
got
mentioned it, but I didn't hear the whole.
he said
story.
he got a full scholarship to Kent State, right? They gave him a full scholarship.
You said Kent.
Kent State, right?
Okay.
So whatever, I forget the team. I'm gonna draw a blank here, but they were having open tryouts. They contacted him, right?
Okay.
The coach did, said we're gonna have open tryouts for the kicker. He said the best thing is they wanted $1,500. He's like, now at that time, he said, my dad's a blue collar guy, my mom's we don't have $1,500.
They wanted him to pay
$1,500 to try out, right?
Get the French out of
So
here.
he goes to his dad. His dad laughs at him and says, there ain't no way. You got a full scholarship. Why am I going to pay $1,500 for you to go try out for this other school? So he went and he learned how to play poker, right? A really good poker.
And won the money.
And went into a pot and won $1,400, right? He said he won 18, and then he lost 4. So he stayed at the game, lost 400, got out, got $100 for that, went, got to try it, and made the freaking team.
Wow.
So he
that
tells that story because he's like, bro, I shouldn't be here.
That stuff is awesome.
Right. Like that's
awesome.
why I like the guy, man. I like what he does. I like what he stands.
Have you watched his highlight reel?
Oh my God.
Bro, he's one of the most hard hitting punters in
I
history.
know. He nuts.
Has lit people up.
Yes.
And he does that crazy walk.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man.
He throws his arm out there.
I wouldn't doubt that he was doing some enhancing performance drugs as well, man. I'll just say, back in the day,
maybe
back in the day, he was a big boy for a punter, man.
He was thick.
He was
thick.
He was, man. He was. Look, Cassie can ring our bell here with a hit.
Oh,
nope.
I thought
we didn't get it. We didn't get it. He's got one more back coming up. He got one more back coming up.
Here we go.
What's up? Come on, baby.
What do you got, kid?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Grab the mic, man. You're on. You're live.
Hey, Josephine Pascarella. It's your father, Stephen Pascarella. Call me, please. 215-431-6611. I love you. Westchester tomorrow. Taylor, call me, please.
All right, we're doing shout outs right here on Heat Ratio Liar Pike's Pub. I love it, man. I love it. I hope he doesn't get no bad calls later. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm gonna leave that right here. Listen to me, my friends. Listen to me.
I love it, baby.
Yo, Tony, my friends and family held their breath there after he just did that. After what I was gonna say, they know, right? My friends and family held their breath.
I love it, man.
And
I love it.
That's Greggy Culp. That's right there.
Say,
a fellow Council Rock pitcher there back in the day.
Fellow Council. We got Council Rock.
He was one of the Council Rock bad boys back in the day.
Yo,
good guy. Grew up in Wakefield. Good dude. His mom was a teacher in the Council Rock School District.
I'm across the garden to Council Rock School District.
Are you? Yeah. You just Rolling Hills in Jordan Road. I saw.
Old Jordan Road. You see me every day. Old Jordan Road and what is it? East Holland and Old Jordan Road. Yeah.
Greg, good to see you, buddy. What? Yeah, pretty much. I got married. Yeah.
Pretty much I got married. Yep. I don't know what the hell kind of answer that is. Well, pretty much I got married.
Yep. Done.
I got a ring. He's got a ring.
Done. I'm off the market.
He's off the market.
You guys have a good night. Gregory, I'll see you Sunday morning. Not this week. Have a good night, buddy.
Have a fantastic evening. Thanks for coming out, man.
What a good dude.
Here's what I'm thinking, man.
Yeah, his mom was a teacher in the Council Rock School District. Awesome woman.
Do you think we can get Glenn up here to end this with an Eagles chant? Will he do an Eagles
chant?
No,
he won't do an Eagles chant.
No Eagles chant? He won't do an Eagles chant?
Oh, this dude here?
Yeah.
The guy that keeps coming up to talk? Not the gray hair guy.
No, the guy with the shout outs.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Glenn, right?
I'll get Rich too.
All
Although Rich might be offbeat, I bet. He's a guy that's all about like acting and plays.
Why
would we not get Glenn up? Get them all up.
Hey, Glenn.
Yo, fuck it.
Hey, Glenn. Can you hear us? Yo, here he comes.
Should I bring Richie up too?
Yeah, whoever, man.
Rich. Nah, he's playing with his wife over there.
No. We're gonna end the show, but I need a real big Eagles chant, man. EAGLES Eagles chant. Yeah, bro. Come on, man. We gotta do better than that. Come on, man.
Let me get this. Give me one. I'll show you, Coach Groovy.
There we go. That's what I'm saying, baby. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
I love it. My man, baby. My man. I love it. That's what we do here.
Did he do a shout out for a missing person?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But on that note, listen, man, we're gonna get man. we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go watch the rest of the game. We're gonna have some drinks. As always, Heat Ratio Sports. Make sure to like and subscribe. My man Frank on the wall doing a great job, man.
Brother.
I love it. That's what we do, man. Always. Anybody want to grab the mic, you come on up. We have some fun. We'll be here next Tuesday again. As always, from 6 to 9. Shout out Pike's Pub. Shout out Mike. My man Matt. And
Tony Cutillo. Tony Cutillo.
Oh, man, we're having fun, man. And everybody have a fantastic week.
What he does.
My man, shout out to my man Glenn.
Guys,
having a great
give a
time.
like, a share,
as
and a follow.
always.
Like,
Oh,
share,
wait, I gotta
follow.
give a shout out to my boys Tony and Bill and Ed for coming out to see me. My man Jason coming out to see me, bringing his family, having some good food. And guess what, man? We're gonna be out of here. We're gonna be back here next
Have
Tuesday.
A good night, Tone.
Next Tuesday, man.
I'll
Everybody
see you
stay
soon,
safe,
pal.
stay healthy, like I always say, man. And we'll catch you back here next time.